Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We're back. It's Tuesday Night Fly Casual. I'm Steve. I'm normally the guy that sits here and does this on a Tuesday, which is kind of cool because I get to watch some great games of X-Wing. And I am sat here with my co-commentator for this particular game, I believe. Possibly the next one as well, depending on how we get on. It is Tim. I'm not going to mention you're now a Warlords veteran, Marston.
Hello, Internet! Big wave from me.
You actually waved.
I think I'm defeating the purpose by shouting big wave. I was being ironic by waving at a camera that's not on, and now I'm telling people about it.
So, hi, Mr. Broughton, and hi, the Pie UK. It was great to see you on Saturday.
Yeah, hello, yeah. Lots of people telling us who you were.
I know.
That was brilliant. We got to see faces.
We got to put nose to faces
we did.
and just say hi.
Yeah.
So, we've got... oh, my God, I'm just looking at these lists. So, we have... Ooh, oh, yeah, that's about the the Legion. Yeah, it's a great picture. So, we have a couple of games tonight. Did you get the cards through the post, Ash?
Are they the bounty hunter ones?
The bounty hunter one, Fall-On ones.
Fall-On,
yeah.
Fall-On bobber.
Yeah, we got those, Mr. Bound. Hi, Alan.
No, I didn't. Send some more.
Yeah. Hi, Alan Barlow saying evening all great tournament this weekend. Wish I was back there. Yeah, legend. So thanks for coming down.
Everyone.
We had the best weekend in the tournament.
We did.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Absolutely loved it.
But let's obviously have a quick look at what's going on here.
Because I seem to have lost a page somewhere. Must have been.
So what we've got going on. So let me just do a little bit of a preamble. Hi, Mark. Evening, kids. Hi, Mark. How you doing?
Evening.
I actually waved then.
You did good because it's catching.
It is catching.
It is catching.
It's like sneezing.
Yeah, and yawning.
Yeah, yawning. That's what I meant. Sneezing was more about the germ spreading, so that's obviously not a good thing.
Well, you can catch stuff from sneezes.
Yeah, you can.
You can. Diseases from sneezes.
Diseases. Yeah.
I read a lot of Dr. Zeus at home. I don't know if you can tell.
So on Tuesday Night Fly Casual, we've encouraged people to come and fly, lists that you wouldn't normally see on tables. As the preamble, if you like.
I didn't get that memo.
No, you didn't get that memo. As the preamble for Ashley Taylor's tournament this weekend. Which, again, we will talk about in a couple of minutes. So, let's go through the lists. We've got Josh Thompson.
We do.
And we've got Ryan Sharpe, JR U-Wing, no less. And it's good to see he's got a U-Wing on the table.
He has got a U-Wing on the table. We'll talk about Josh's list first because Josh... And he was showing me his list because I asked him. Yes, well done, Alan. Hello. So, Josh, before the game, I was asking him how many points his Ezra was, and he's scrolling through. And as he's trying to find the list, I noticed the name, and it's either called Now You See Me.
Yeah, it is called.
It's called Now You See Me. It's Now You See Me.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether it was You Can't See Me. It got a bit of doubt
about
in my head.
The John Cena thing.
Everyone likes a bit of wrestling around here. So
they do, yeah.
Bit of wrestling. So it could have been a You Can't See Me. I'm doing the Cena wave.
Yeah, you
now
are. You're doing the hand in front of facing.
So it's called You Can't See Me. No, it's not. What's it called? Now You See Me. Great radio presenting. It's called Now You See Me.
Yeah.
So because he is playing effectively 3 supernatural reflex ships. He's got Ezra Bridger in the attack shop with supernatural reflexes.
Yeah.
He has Sabine Wren, who has supernatural reflexes built in already.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then he's got Luke Skywalker with supernatural reflexes, proton torpedoes, R2-D2, afterburners, and servo motorfoils.
Oh right, okay. So that's actually really interesting because I don't think we've ever seen like a full force list on the table.
So immediately. Oh no, sorry, it's correct. We've corrected. Well done, Josh. I was going to say immediately what he does with his supernatural ace is fly it to a position where it can't barrel roll, but he's got to wait. We're all right.
Yeah,
we're
okay. Yeah,
he corrected that. It must have been intentional.
Yeah, it must have been. And so what about Ryan's list? I mean, I'm so happy that Ryan's actually put in silly amounts of ships on the table and putting U-Wing in there.
Yeah, let's talk about Ryan's ship. So yes, Ryan is running Lieutenant Blount, which is an amazingly efficient ship for the Rebels, with expert handling, so he has a white barrel roll. He's playing Braylon Stram, just naked, which is awesome.
Is he the guy that gets the stress and can re-roll dice?
He is, yeah. So he's basically like a souped-up version of Ibit Sam. In fact, no, he isn't. He's Braylon Stram. We are no longer referring to the...
Let's do a 1.0 ban.
Yeah, 1.0 ban. No 1.0 in this dojo.
No.
So...
Here we go. I'll put it up on the screen. There you go.
So yeah. If while you defend and perform attack, if stressed, you can reroll up to 2 dice. We sound like the Monarchs.
Easy.
We've made it.
Yeah,
We're reading
we've made it.
cards.
We're reading cards and everything.
Reading cards on the internet.
So just to interject, Ulfric, who was with us last week, hi Ulfric, he has said, "Well done, Tim, on your Vets win. Did you use your secret tactic to distract your opponents?"
Thank you very much, and I'm going to let you into a little secret. I don't remember half of what I say on here, so
yes,
yes,
say yes, yeah,
yes,
that's fine.
I did exactly that. And then he's got AP5. AP5 is
Yep.
a brilliant ship again for the rebels at 30 points. So AP5 can coordinate a ship even while it's stressed.
It's just the one stress, though, isn't it?
It is, as long as it's got one stress. Yeah, he can coordinate it to take actions, which is again like well, we're seeing coordinate everywhere at the moment, and it's a very strong action. So then we have Arvel Kernin.
He moved on. So Arvel's the bump guy.
He is.
That's how I know him.
Crynid?
Crinid.
Crinid.
It's like Clanad.
Crin-
you know
Crinid.
that old
It's like when I was
Gothic
trying to.
type
Sorry,
group
go
from
on.
that old Gothic type group from the 80s. Clanad. They did the. You remember Robin of Sherwood? You don't remember Robin of Sherwood with Michael Prayard?
Hello, boys.
He's
I'm
looking at me with like some real ridiculous.
I am looking very blankly at Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Okay. Cool. Carry on then.
I would
Arvel.
like to state that I was born in 1982.
No way.
Yes, way.
It means I'm 9 years older than you.
Brat, brat,
That's
brat.
ridiculous.
Oh, Rasta's just walked in with some chicken.
We've got a third
He might
commentator.
Hi, I'm in the room and I have to do the silly entry thing, but I'm not really here because I'm going to be eating chicken. Love you all, and they're much better at this than I am. So I might butt in occasionally, but I'd just like to say, internet, apparently Ryan is putting the wrong tokens on ships just to wind you lot up.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah, on purpose. I was like, you must have Jin Urso. He went, no.
No.
He says, I focused. I went, well, why have you put an evade? He went, because it will upset the internet.
I love Ryan. He's such
He's
a good lad. And so just
So honestly, I'm not here for a bit.
just
I'm
to
eating.
interject. Hi, Charles Burkhold.
Of course it is. Yes, hello, Charles Burkhold.
Hello, beautiful Burkhold.
And Jeff Ball, one of our most favourite guys in the world.
And hello, Jeff Ball. Yes, definitely. Yeah,
He's amazing.
Agreed. Yeah.
And Jeff, happy birthday for the other day,
Of
mate.
course, yeah.
Yeah. So as you can probably tell, Rasta is eating
It
chicken.
is actually.
So sorry, we were just going through Ryan's list, and we got to Cassian. It's so
Well,
good to see Ryan put
Arvel-
earrings back.
so
on the
we
table.
were trying to pronounce Arvel Crinid.
Oh yeah, Arvel
Crinid.
Crinid.
Do you reckon he's
Crinid?
Welsh?
I think it's very possible.
It should be called Arfon.
Arfon Crinid.
We should do an Arfon
We're
Crinid.
so doing one of
Yeah,
my
we
A
should.
wings
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
promo.
Yeah,
Arfon.
Arfon Crinid card.
Before we started streaming games,
Yeah.
I played about 3 games in one night against Arfon running Arvel, and he ruined me every single
Oh, really?
time as well. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was not pleasant.
Ryan's
So-
such an underestimated pilot as well. I think
No,
he's
he's not. He's
he's-
good.
No,
he's a-
Arfon.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
Arfon,
but
yeah.
Ryan is. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with
So
that.
talk to us about Cassian then.
Well, so Arvel Crinid.
Oh yeah, I got.
With
I thought we'd moved
intimidation.
on.
So in a list like this with 5 ships, like Arvel with intimidation is a threat because he'll bump you, he'll shoot you, and then he's a bit like a tractor beam token.
Yeah.
Like every single ship that's got arc on you, you're -1 agility for, and that stuff multiplies across
And the
your
beauty of it
entire
is-
squad.
Yeah. That's
His
really good.
AP5 will probably be a little bit back. And before Arvel's gone and boosted and bumped you, he's given Arvel a target lock or a focus.
Yeah, definitely.
So when he does shoot you at range 1 where you can't shoot back, it's going to hurt too.
Yeah, it will.
So
Yeah.
when he shoots at range, because he'll be at range 0 in effect, but that's then
Will.
classed as range 1, yeah.
Well, but
Yeah,
Arvel's,
you get the bone.
Arvel's card says that he can perform attacks at range
At range 0,
You
cool.
can, yeah.
So
Not only has he got AP5, but he's got Cassian Andor with coordinate as well. So he
Wow.
can do some
Ah.
double coordinate shenanigans.
I
on
see the
Arvel.
tactical officer
Yeah,
now.
he's got
Right.
tactical officer and pivot wing. So yeah, so Cassian Andor.
So he's got white.
We are gonna have to do the Minoc thing and bring up Cassian Andor because I can never remember the
It
word.
allows him to
What's
remove
that,
the
Tim?
stress.
Bring
from
up Cassian Andor. Click my fingers.
Oh,
There it is.
as if by magic.
I'd just like to say who's the daddy?
Into,
It is me.
You, Steve.
Yeah.
He can't choose himself, which is the same as in
No.
1.0.
No,
Okay, so
he literally has the same ability.
he's got the same timing and everything.
at the start of the activation phase, you may choose one friendly ship at range 1 to 3. If you do, that ship removes 1 stress
Yeah,
token.
so I mean,
And
that's going to
obviously
do some interesting positional stuff. It's going to even let him link into an action with Braylon every turn,
Yep.
and then have a clear dial to get stressed again.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can just take that stress
Yep.
off with Braylon every round as well. So he's got some really cool combos.
Cool.
And Josh has invested all his points in
Luke, 99 point Luke.
in positional stuff, and that end game Luke. Yeah.
So, with that said, now they're not quite engaged yet, so it gives us an opportunity to talk about this weekend just gone, very very quickly.
Yeah.
It was our Warlords tournament, so double header, which we pushed back by a week because of nerf herder. So what we had 2 rooms of absolute awesomeness.
We did. I think there was like 76 odd players.
Well, it was
across the
sold
2
out both days, so we had 80 tickets sold,
Yes.
which is a regional. Obviously not on one day,
Yep.
but on day 1, I do believe we had, I think, 4 or 5 no-shows or 6 no-shows.
Yep.
But the second day, Sunday, was a full 40-man complement
Yeah.
in the room,
Yep.
which was pretty amazing.
So
Yeah,
I
Anyone
unfortunately
want a potato?
no, I'm good, thank you. I was lucky enough to be invited to do the commentary on Saturday.
Yep.
And I played on Sunday. Now the stream was absolutely taken up all afternoon by one player.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
How do you feel about that?
Um,
We're not saying who the player was, because I know with GDLP rules and all that sort of stuff.
What's GDLP mean?
GDPR.
Yeah,
GD,
whatever.
the
So what it is, it's the new data
the data
protection
protection
stuff. But you can't
regulations.
release anybody's
Yeah.
details without their prior condition or
consent.
permission.
Yeah.
I'm a
Consent
32-inch waist.
You're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
I'm 6'4". I look like I'm chiselled out of granite.
It's a fair,
In my mind,
one of those things isn't true, and that's all of it.
no, I'm going to do a Luke Skywalker. Every word you just said was wrong.
Yeah.
So, with regards to one player taking up the stream, I can only hope that, given that player, say, sometimes gets comments about how boring their games are on the internet,
Dude, you had
that they were very entertaining.
You had 3 games in a row on Saturday.
I did, yeah.
And you are our third Warlords veteran.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Congratulations.
After all my jokes,
I
the
know.
week before
I know
about
what
being
about
gifted
the
a
store champion being
about
gifted
being
a
gifted
place.
a coin.
But you've earned your place, dude. And I'd just like to say, if you haven't watched the streams from Saturday, please go back and watch them, because it's absolutely astounding. I have never seen 3 more perfect games of X-Wing from both players. On a stream anywhere in this world.
They were incredible to be
They
part of as
were
well.
I have.
amazing. What do you mean?
Well,
you are?
yes, no, he's right.
What am I referring to?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no, I
the
mean...
3 games on stream that somehow did
But,
well.
yeah.
The 3 most perfect games of X-Wing.
All right, I'm
ever.
going to caveat that
Yes, he's
with
right.
with in the UK.
Oh, absolutely. In the UK. In the UK.
But well done. And now I'd really like
Thank
to
you.
say a massive congratulations as well to the bridesmaid of the 2 days. Actually, he's never
Yeah.
the bride.
Oh,
Ian
yeah.
Kafka.
Ian Kafka, what a
He
performance.
played out of his skin, and
Yeah.
do you know what? He's one of the nicest guys.
Have
that
you
we
ever played Ian?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
such a
amazing
nice guy to
Yeah.
play against
He
as well.
really is.
And that, for me, is way more important than anyone's standings or where they end
Oh,
up.
yeah.
He's such a good guy, and he's got so good lately.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he won't mind me saying this. He was pretty drivel
Yeah.
recently. He hadn't been great,
Yeah.
and he's suddenly
Yeah.
just gone
Yeah,
woof
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've got to play Ian twice.
Did you?
Over the weekend. So Ian was my only loss of the weekend. So which I still can't get over.
Did he beat you on a Sunday?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
beat me on the Sunday in
yeah.
round 4.
Ha
Yeah,
ha!
so he knocked me
With
out
both-
of
with the
he
same
knocked me out of
list?
the final. Yeah, same
Yeah,
list.
cool.
And so
Honestly, thank you, Ian, because currently I am the only person to hold the title of doing the double.
yeah, it's your fault, Ian. It's your fault.
No, I love you, Ian. Let me know what you like to drink, and I'll sort that out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
hi, Salty. Salty's just said, "Evening, boys. Miss
Hello,
you."
beautiful
hi,
Salty.
Salty.
Love
How you doing,
you.
man? Thanks for tuning in, dude.
So Ian was absolutely amazing to play, absolutely just fantastic to play against, and love playing games against Ian. And Ian did something on the Sunday,
Yep.
which made me
Josh,
realise,
you've got to put your dice on the thing so people can see.
Which-
Silly sausage.
which made me realise how human people are playing this game. Because
Yeah.
when when I play in historically and I do get a bit of a rap about the speed at which I make decisions at, and sometimes that's due to indecision and
Totally justified.
and kind of flip-flopping between kind of which action to take or which manoeuvre to set, all those kind of things. And at the start of our game on Sunday, Ian just really honestly said, he went, I've played this matchup 5 times, I have no clue what I'm doing. And he kind of, he got very nervous.
Yeah.
We were having a laugh and a joke about it, and he won the dice roll for first player, and he couldn't decide what to do about it.
Yeah, it was a tough decision.
And he kind of went back and forth, and it just reminded me of all the stuff I felt at a table going into a game.
Yeah.
And then he hammered me.
Yeah.
You know, and he was completely justified in all his decisions.
So
and he
Have you guys got drinks?
yeah,
Yes,
I've got.
Can I get you a drink?
No, it's all right.
thank
We've got
you.
coppers.
Sure.
Yeah, we've got
Yeah,
coppers.
yeah.
Nice one.
Okay, no worries.
So we have we had the tournament. There's going to start engagement, so we'll wrap this up, I think. So we had the tournament, but just very quickly, Tim, just talk to me about the atmosphere on the 2 days.
Oh, just incredible! It was out of this world.
Every person
Like,
that travelled, that attended.
yeah,
Do you know what? I don't know anybody that came away from this and had a bad day.
no,
You know, or bad 2 days.
yeah, definitely. I mean, like we talk about, we do sort of big up the store, and we do talk about the atmosphere in the store and everything. But honestly, this weekend was the epitome of it. It felt like Nationals or a System
Yeah,
Open in the store, but just everyone was buzzing. Everyone, biggest grins on their faces.
Yep.
We even tried to take 21 of us out for a meal on the Saturday night.
did, yeah,
and nobody wanted our money.
No.
We had to split up into 2 groups, and the amazing Ian Wardle
Yes.
and I ended up going for a Chinese after trying about 4 or 5 more places that didn't want us, and we had a fantastic meal together. There's about 9 or 10 of us. Yeah, the massive Nando's fail, Nick. Yeah. So yeah, and then hopefully I mean, I don't know where you ended up, because you went.
We went over.
Town,
We
didn't
went
you, to try and get
we
seated,
went to Rasta's neck of the woods, and we sat right there.
I've taken my coat off into that. I need to put it back
It's a
on.
bit chilly.
I'm absolutely freezing.
So Dallas just stopped in to say hi. Dallas from
Tennessee.
That's
Tennessee,
it.
yeah.
He stopped to say hi, and he'll be watching back later. So thanks for your support there, Dallas.
Yes, thank
Right,
you.
so-
Hi, Dallas. He's regular, huh, Dallas?
He
He
is,
comes
yeah, we
every
love
week.
Dallas.
Yeah. He's gonna.
Hello,
he's,
brother.
I was
he's-
just saying,
he's
I've just
lit-
taken this off, and I need to put it back on.
He's literally dropped
You've
in
got to
just.
get a bit of meat on you,
I
ain't
do.
you?
Well, it's here.
You do need to eat
It's
a
all
bit
round
more.
there. It needs to go a bit up.
So
You're
Dallas
quite a tall
just
guy, man.
just for your Rasta, Dallas has just dropped in just to say hi, to let us know that he's going to watch back later. So
Yeah.
you know, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching this back,
Oh,
thank
absolutely.
you.
Not
Thank you very
everyone,
much.
you know, especially this time of night. I mean, where he's watching, I would imagine that would be early in the day.
Yeah.
And he's probably got to go to work. But even in the evening, I'm sure there's guys and girls out there watching that probably got children.
Tell your friends,
and
Dallas.
they got dinners to cook and etc.
Yeah.
and stuff to do. So,
Best X-wing stream in the country, nay, the world, maybe.
oh, well, man. Well,
we're on the heels of the Minox. They're all right.
Well, I mean, seeing as we have the resident world champion,
Do you know what?
And
Newsflash, we've managed to strong arm him into going on
Yeah.
stream later.
no one in this shop's brave enough to play that.
Really?
boy.
Really?
No one.
Well, do you know what?
I've just played him
Yeah.
and literally put a list on the table I've played 1 game with, and I just went, from his setup, I was like, I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to let him figure it out, because it takes all the pressure off me. I only have to make 1 decision, set my dials. As soon as he did his first move, I went, he figured it out,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's the world champion, and he just knew exactly what to do, and
But-
then he ran the table from there on in. So yeah, no, if anybody plays him tonight, they are out of their mind, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And do you know who the pie is?
It's Nick.
Yeah, it's Nick. He was with us. He was with us on Saturday.
No, that's his second name's Pie. Is it Adam Pie?
No,
it's
it
not
was
Nick.
Nick.
He's one of the boys from Birmingham.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It's Nick.
Oh, I thought his
Yeah,
name was
no.
Adam.
Anyway, back to playing Sim.
did
We
not.
do you know what?
Yeah,
Adam
Adam
Jones.
Jones.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
Adam
losers. I know
Oh,
what I'm
that's
talking
us.
about.
Oh yeah, that's,
Oh,
no,
we
that's
apologise.
you. I was
It
just,
might be me.
just going on your coat.
I know who you are, brother.
Yeah.
I love you.
He does.
These two, they're just using you.
We want to love you, we just don't know you.
Right, so I think
He's a lovely guy. Him
I
and his
think
boys are
I think what
lovely
we
boys.
should do, right,
Yeah.
is we should absolutely draw lots out of us 3
Yeah.
of who plays Sim on the stream. Yeah.
Should we do it
so I'm
now?
going to do short straw. So I'm just going to get my scissors and I'm going to snip some paper. right?
Do you know
And
what's
so
so
hold
apart
on,
from
hold on.
Minoc?
What?
Are you saying about the best stream?
Yeah.
Foley work.
Yeah.
It's definitely the Foley work because
It's imagination.
We've had
Oh,
I'm
slamming.
so bringing some empty coconut
We've
shells
had
next week.
we've had slamming doors.
I'm going to turn up. I'm
We've had
going to turn up on the
footsteps.
horse.
It's like an X-Wing episode of The Archers. So I've got the 3 pieces of paper here. So off you go. Pull yours out. Don't you know?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Got
I've got
mine.
my. Oh, do you know what? This absolutely is
It's not
true
me,
to
Steve.
form.
I've been
It's
fixed.
not me.
It's not me, Steve.
So coming up after this game, don't frown.
This is a
we've
fix.
got an absolute massive game.
It's huge.
It's huge. We got the world champion versus the first ever European champion.
The European champion.
The only.
We decided.
The only
It's
European
like president.
champion.
It's like
Do you know
president.
what?
You know, Mr.
Internet?
And it's going to be
These
Sim
people
versus
don't
Rasta.
seem to care that they're breaking a father and son relationship up.
It's going to be
It's
Sim.
all about titles to these people.
Wow!
No, wait.
Wow! That is amazing.
Anyway,
Yeah. So
Rasta.
after this, I'm really excited.
You've got
I don't
your
know what
order
I can do.
66.
Yeah.
Right.
Have
Have I got to take him apart? He's got Darth Vader Crudo. I don't want to play that.
Mr. Finlayson, hi. How you doing?
Yes.
So we
Hello,
got.
whoever's watching. Hello, James. Love you. Thank you. You know what I mean.
So we have, like, just to reiterate, coming up after this game, probably now in about an hour and a quarter or so, we have the world champion on the stream, and we have the European champion.
I think it's
on the stream.
probably cooler that you build it as a Luke Vader, his father's son.
Oh really? Is you're
J-
flying Vader?
No, I know he hasn't. He's got
hasn't got
Vader
Vader,
crew.
yeah,
I've
he's
got
got
Vader
Vader.
pilot.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's kind of like that's what we've always kind of related to,
Yeah.
being two like father and son and gaming.
The stream is getting double Dellapina.
The stream is going to get double Dellapina'd. Absolutely. I've lost my point now because they double Dellapina'd me.
Django versus Boba, not
No,
Luke versus
no.
Vader.
I'm not sure who I preferred out of that. At least Django actually shot at someone,
Yeah.
whereas Boba just got shot at, didn't he?
Yeah,
really?
he did, yeah.
Did Boba
Yeah.
never lost his head though, did he?
This is true.
Wow.
But that clip of Mace
It's
Windu
amazing, yeah.
running,
Yeah.
fight, and they're just like, no, you're not stopping. Pew, pew.
Yeah.
Reflect, head off.
Yeah.
It was like, you are such a bad boy.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Here's my purple lightsaber
So yeah.
because I'm bad.
So, we've done 20 minutes, we've done the preamble, we've done everything. They've now started to engage. Well, hold on a minute. What's Josh doing back here with Luke?
Well, that's what when you were about sort of 5 minutes ago when you said we need to talk about the game now because they're engaging. Josh has slowed his approach with those back 2 ships, but then he's got
Josh is
either
overcommitted
Ezra,
with that shit.
yeah, or Sabine.
Yeah.
I think
Well
it's-
overcommitted.
I can't
Do you
see
think he's
which
going to
one
go
it
around the
is.
side of that debris then?
Let's just go and.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, no,
they're
it's,
both
it's
they're both
Ezra.
PS3.
So it's Ezra.
So James is saying
Because
Ryan's
Sabine's got
using
the
my
thing.
target locks respect.
Yeah, using the.
I don't know what respect is. Do you know what respect
No, that
It's
must
like
be,
respect.
that
It's
must
like
be
respect.
Sabine.
It's like respect.
Yeah.
That
Do you not
must be
remember
Sabine.
RECPECT?
yeah, yeah, he's going to go around the side of that.
It's Ezra because I think he was
he
checking
takes
for
the
debris
stress,
gambit.
does a green.
He was checking for debris gambit down here with the one down there.
Why?
We can give him a shout in a minute, but I'm pretty
He's
sure it's-
well overcommitted.
What I
with that
especially
shot.
like about that manoeuvre is that it left the target lock behind.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was good.
Because it's a small target lock.
That's quality.
It's something that's very non-noticeable on the stream. And I think it's a gamble. And I think
I tried to
he's put it
explain.
all on blue
I tried
14.
to give Josh a bit of a heads up on playing 3 ships like this, and I did try and tell him to relax a bit with it.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. And
He's-
no.
No, go on, carry on.
He's pushed too hard for an engagement. There's nothing wrong when you're flying ships like that with going, no, I'm not. I'm going to turn away now. Keep coming. Come into these rocks. Come into a position where you've got to break formation a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas now he's kind of fed them one. I just think he could have let them come a little bit more forward. He had all the
So-
room to manoeuvre, and this is what's happening now.
Focus
Yeah,
into link barrel roll for the stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's got his re-rolls.
Yep. Although he has just
Sorry, Rasta and Sim on the stream later. Just wanted to say
I know, yeah, I know.
Still excited about
While
it.
we've got you on,
Yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
we wanted to have Simeon as well,
Okay.
right?
We can do that after
We
the
can
game.
do it. I'll go that
Yeah, yeah.
as well, and he can come in and be me for a bit.
Do you know
No,
what we
no, we'll
haven't
do it after the
spoken
game.
about since it was announced?
Go on.
Wave 3.
Oh mate, I did mention it slightly. I've got to be honest. I haven't read did they go into specifics of pilots?
No,
Oh,
there's not
okay.
a massive
Well,
amount of content.
yeah, I couldn't be more excited if you actually delivered a real Jedi interceptor to my house. Like, I don't know if anyone watched on Sunday. I was on stream for one of the games against my Wookiee Bellamy.
Yeah.
And if you saw the list I was flying, you should get an idea that I love ships that fly.
Yeah.
Well,
Just that was why I had such a romance with Poe.
Can I just say, Anakin, in your hands is going to be ridiculous.
Anakin, Obi-Wan and an Arc fighter.
Because-
I will make that work.
Yeah,
and
because-
I will pretend I am in the opening credits of Revenge of the Sith for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I'll just be happy, die happy.
Yeah. Because that thing could supernatural reflex.
So,
It's like 6.
so excited for that. I can't
Yeah.
tell you. I just proper wet my pants excited.
So yeah, Adam's saying that Kev's a great opponent. Played him Saturday and he loved every minute of it.
Yeah, Kev's
Kev's one of the best.
Brilliant.
Kev's been
One of the
in a
best.
really bad dice run the past few weeks, if not months.
Hi Ashley.
Hi, darling.
Sorry.
His dice have been atrocious, and there's also. So we talked about this. Remember when 2.0 come out, and I
Yep.
was like, I don't like it, I'm bored, and you were like, go and fly Super Luke, go and fly Super Luke, you'll love it.
Yes.
And I went and flew Super Luke, and I loved it, and because you know what I like to fly.
Yeah.
But it ultimately wasn't enough.
Yeah,
And I used them a
because
bit.
of what you can put with it.
And
Because-
I got a bit bored, right?
Yeah.
And the A-Wings kind of upped the game. So I went from Z95s
Yeah.
to A-Wings. So they gave me more of what I like about flying, which is range control, multiple repositions, out positioning people. But they're just PS1 A-Wings, and ultimately I'm only really ever using them as blocking pieces. They're not actually doing anything.
Yeah.
They get the odd shot, and they can sometimes be game-changing, but more game-changing because of blocking. And then I discovered this Rex Levada thing, and I got to be honest, it was Sim that
Yeah,
totally. He was.
you came into the shop.
He
saying,
played it at home,
Sim's just taking me apart. with
right?
this
And then
list."
I went and built a Rex Levada.
Yeah.
See, I told you overcommitted with that shuttle.
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
Luke's got pretty good position.
Luke's got great position, but it'd be
Yeah.
even better if he had another shuttle in this corner
it would.
threatening,
It would.
and then that shuttle could go no bugging, and then Luke's got
Yeah.
position, and
Yeah.
then as soon as they try and wreck to Luke, goes right, I'm off, I'm going back this way, because Luke's got supernatural reflexes and
Yes.
afterburners,
Yep.
so he could have attacked in the next turn. When they try and commit to Luke, then he turns around afterburners back and goes,
Yep.
no, I'm going to hide behind these rocks, you come get me.
Yeah.
Then the shuttles pounce, and you're continually doing this in at from all corners, and you pull Ryan's. That's the only way you can beat 5 ships. I played a 6-ship list, I played a 5-ship list with Rex Levada, and the only way to beat a list like that is to get them to split it.
Yeah.
Once you try and engage it when they're in a block and you're under multiple guns, you're losing. You're
Yeah.
gonna lose. Because dice is so cruel in 2.0, and so is the damage deck. You know, you can't take the chances.
No.
You can weather maybe an attack, but when you're weathering 2 or 3 on a quite a squishy, expensive ship,
Yeah.
it's not going to end well.
So you're saying in Wave 3 that you're really looking forward to doing those kind of things with
totally.
Anakin
Yeah, I mean,
and Obi-Wan
like-
and their Force talents.
like I
and the
really
Spender Force
like Rex Levada, but
barrel
ultimately
boost.
I would prefer that they were both rebel ships,
So
Yeah.
because that's where my heart's always been at.
talking about flying and repositioning your romance with Poe, Charles has asked, are you looking forward to the new Poe?
I am. Honestly, Charles, and I know I keep saying this, and probably a lot of people think, no way, Rasta, you talk out of your bum. But I really don't read a lot of the articles. I just don't. I wait till it's out. I get it in front of me.
Yep.
I think you've all had enough time around me to know that you could literally pick me a list and I'll fly it. If I've never even had it on the table,
Yep.
I'll decode it there and then. I'm really good at breaking other people's lists. As soon as they show me it,
Yep.
I'll work out what I need to kill first, where's my weak point, where my win conditions are, even if I've never been against it.
Yeah.
And I have so much going on in life and in my business and having 3 kids, etc., etc. I don't really have time to go into it. I kind of get he's basically got push, right?
Yep.
Is that what
Yeah,
he comes
yeah,
with?
yeah.
Well, it's got,
exactly
it's got
right.
a slam as well, hasn't it?
That's from the title,
From the
yeah.
title,
so
from
you
the
can
Black One
upslam
title.
Okay,
it.
certainly I know about the Black One title. I'm a little
Yeah.
bit upset about the Black One title. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think the Black One title's
However,
that cool.
there was something you were telling me you were very excited about, which is the Teflon.
Oh,
paint,
the
whatever it's
Teflon.
called.
Oh,
What's it called?
Teflon paint.
It's a ferrous.
Yes,
Ferrous
you're right.
paint.
Yeah,
Ferrous paint.
yeah, brilliant.
That looks
It
awesome.
does.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
take a target lock, get a stress.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
if they
ain't
target lock him,
I'm
they
not
get a
locking that.
stress.
I'm not
No.
locking that.
I'll have some of that.
I think
We'll
we're
have a
gonna see
bit of
some-
ferrous
Take a target,
paint.
I'll get a stress. Next move, I'll jam it off you.
Yeah. So I think.
Jam me off the target.
It's
lock.
kind of cool because
I'm
if you
talking
think
about
about
Scotland.
it,
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was actually some sort of like that kind of founded in history where there was some sort of paint they used to put on tanks
Yeah.
that was kind of like anti-radar, anti-locking.
No,
it
you're
was
right.
really
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, you
so
are
kind
right,
of you can imagine that Poe's black one
Yeah, because they're the
is
stealth unit. aren't
that's
they?
what he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like see that.
So
look,
the computers are
I've-
straining themselves just
yeah.
to keep that lock.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't cope with it
Yeah.
because where is it? I'm in
yeah.
space.
see
Everything's black
2 or
anyway,
3 on there.
and the guy's got a black ship, but it's not just any old black. It's not shiny black.
Yeah.
It's this kind of matte, nothing black.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what am I locking?
where is it?
Where has it gone?
It's like
Awesome.
Yeah. It's cool. It's like a pseudo cloaking device type.
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah, I think that's
I'm
what
excited for the idea of Poe with some A-wings.
Yeah.
Certainly, my pre-order.
Ray,
is-
Ray Poe's looking
my,
pretty cool as well.
my pre-order's going to be some A-wings and the conversion kits, obviously. Do you know what with Ray? And I did play Ray. I took it to Worlds, and it was the biggest mistake of my life was
Yeah.
taking Ray to Worlds. God, if I'd taken Dash Poe to Worlds, I would have done so much better.
Yeah.
I don't like the concept of a Falcon that fights like that.
Just have its front arm.
I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah.
It wa-
Well, it was never that in the film. was
Tim,
it?
It was in the,
Tim can remember
yeah,
me
it was
from
in the
years and years
the new
ago
trilogy.
when I was playing Chewie Han,
Yeah.
or I had Han and 3Zs, and Han was fast and arc dodgy,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's how I loved playing Han. It would be like, show me a gap you think I can't fly this Falcon through,
Yeah.
and I will, and then I'll boost round that rock, and I'll be out of arc, and I'll light you up with Luke Gunner,
Yeah.
and I'll hurt you,
Yeah.
and then I'll be gone again, and I'll watch you chase your tail.
Yeah.
The idea of putting Ray in that position never ever really sat well with me as a
Yeah,
player.
yeah.
I always felt uncomfortable with my board state when put in the ship like that. Although I knew that's where our strength lied,
Yeah.
I didn't really think it just didn't suit me as a pilot.
Yeah.
So, as much as I really want a Falcon back on the table, I'm not sure Ray's going to be that Falcon for
Yeah,
me
yeah.
just yet.
Yeah.
And I'm quite happy actually with playing the small ships at the moment. So,
Yeah.
if I can get Poe and maybe
Oh, Ryan.
DQ. If I can get Poe and maybe
yeah.
2 or 3 tasty A-wings,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
nice. I'm quite interested to see what's different about the new A-wings as well.
I'm quite looking forward to hating Ray. I can see a lot
Oh,
of
I'm
it because
sure
in 1.0.
She's so expensive though.
Yeah, but in 1.0, I used
She
to
was a
hate
beast.
fighting against
Yeah, she
Ray.
was, yeah.
And
She
if
was really
and if that makes
Ray,
a Falcon
Ray
good,
with an engine was
Yeah.
one of the few lists apart
Yeah.
from what's it called? That horrible ghost list.
Sorry, I'm just seeing what Charles has put.
he's on about
So,
turrets. isn't he?
no, what he's doing because Ryan just knocked his ship.
Just
Oh,
put
well,
it-
with you.
Just put it
with you.
anywhere.
Yeah. Ash did it to me earlier when we were
yeah.
playing a fun game. It was like, oh, I've knocked everything. Oh, yeah, that talon roll did fit. And I was like, do you know what, mate? I went, just put it where it does fit. It's fine. It's like, as long as you're happy, I am.
So the reason I'm looking forward to hating against Ray,
Yeah.
and is because that thing, if it catches you in its front arc, is going to be adding blanks.
Well,
It's
It's,
brutal.
going to be gaining target locks. It's
Yeah.
going to be changing blanks to hits with
Yeah.
force.
So what-
it's just going to
what was the
smack you
ghost
in
list,
the face
the double
and beat
tapping
you about.
ghost list thing with Ezra Maul thing? What was that called?
Oh, well, just like with Ghost Fen.
All right, that Ghost
Yeah,
Fen
yeah,
list. So
yeah.
when I was playing Dash Poe, Ghost Fen was a guaranteed loss.
Yeah.
And pretty much the other guaranteed loss was Ray with an engine.
Yeah.
Yep.
It didn't matter what come with her, but if Ray had an engine,
Yeah.
I'd lost.
Yeah.
If Ray didn't have an engine, I could beat it.
Yeah.
But Ray with an engine moving after Dash basically meant that Ray got into his bubble
Yep.
and lived there
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Because
And
she's
just
normally
spat out a load.
yeah,
of
she'd
damage.
normally come with Kanan
Yeah.
and Finn.
Yeah.
And that meant that I literally had no safe place to go because she'd chase me through the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear the stress, boost, and be like, I'm done because she's going to light me up with 5 damage. I've got 2 green dice. This is 2 rounds and it's over for
Yeah,
Dash.
yeah.
And Dash needs to be contributing significant damage at that point. And Ray with engine, I hated her for that.
So James is saying, "Hi, I'm Ray. Here's 5 hits at range 1. no skill needed. That's why Liam Shade did so well with it then.
But
That's
I think,
really
but I
just
think
that moment of realisation.
Ray was
But I think in
horrible.
2.0 they've done a good job of balancing it, because you're going to have that skill of catching things in your front arc, because you don't have any reposition actions, and you're not a turret anymore.
Yeah, you don't have the shot out of arc.
Yeah, you're not a turret anymore. So what you did with Ray was you could, you could work it out in a lot of games because you moved after it.
Yeah.
But if you moved before, you
And it
put your
did
front
slip
arc where
the
you wanted it to
primary.
be, and if they slipped,
Oh, you didn't have to put the front arc. It
No,
just
but-
was there, wasn't
No,
it?
I mean, as
Forever.
in, I mean, you put your ship facing the way
Yeah,
you want it to
yeah.
be, and then if they slip that front arc, you
Oh,
still
you
get 3
arrange
or 4
one out
dice
of
turret
arc.
out of
It's
arc.
still 4 dice.
Yeah.
And I've been Ray, so I don't know.
She's going to be pretty good, James. Yeah, she is going to be pretty good. I agree. But we want a good Falcon.
That's a bit of a hit there.
It is a bit of a smack from.
Is that Luke?
That was his torpedo into
And that's
AP5.
right. So Luke's position now is better.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And now, but now he needs to be aware that at least 3 of those ships, if not 4 of those ships, are about to turn in on Luke.
Well, because he's turned Ezra away as well, so the natural way that those ships
I'm not
are gonna
100% sure whether that A-wing can make a hard one. I don't think it quite can. I think it might just clip that rock.
Yeah, it's
but
close.
potentially, you don't want Blount, a B-wing, AP5 and that U-wing all looking at Luke. He's in a lot of trouble. I'd probably be looking at right now going very, very fast with Luke. 4
Going
forward.
like,
4 forward's the only move
and
for
then,
Luke.
Afterburners out.
Remember with Luke, well, Luke's great because he allows you to boost
no, 'cause
first
He'll probably boost first. Yeah.
or after.
Yeah.
But he could theoretically barrel roll for a bit of range,
Do you think he'd-
depending on where. Because if Cassian turns in tight,
think he'd
you
end
might
up
want to
with a
barrel
lot.
roll out 4 forward afterburners. So then suddenly you're on the
Do you think
side.
he'd end up in the debris field though with the barrel roll?
Oh, do you know what? I didn't see that debris field there. We got to change that map.
Yeah,
I can't see it. I'm
yes,
going to
yeah.
change the map for the next game, guys.
Just for backed by popular demand, the internet required this, and I spoke to Ryan about this. The leopard skin card covers.
Oh yes, I know. Yeah,
We
But
love
you
the
know,
leopard
actually,
skin card covers.
a supernatural reflexes bank boost out, and then a 4 forward,
Yep.
and then a barrel roll.
yeah.
Is perfect
Yeah,
because he's
it's
going to end
massive.
up at range 3 of any shot that he's got incoming
Yeah.
with a rock. So he's going to have 4 green dice, and
Yeah.
he's got his
And
force.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
actually, the 4 forward could still legitimately work.
So while they're sort of thinking about that, I just wanted to say that we've had a few things go online for tickets.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we-
big
and
ones
while
as
we're,
well.
While we're still on the topic of Wave 3.
Oh yeah,
and,
cool.
and Wave 2. We're talking about Wave 2 as well.
We've
for
got
that matter.
pre-orders up as well.
Pre-orders on the Weekend Warlords.
Yeah, so pre-orders are up on the
site.
Weekend Warlords forward slap.
Forward slap.
Forward slap. This is sort of. It's because you're in the room. That's what it is.
Have you ever heard
Yeah.
Have you ever heard, like,
Weekendwarlords.co.uk.
BBC Radio
/shop.
2 where they
Yeah.
got that comedian where he goes, oh, you'll sign up at www.fishandchips.com. Tim Riley's got 7 bags of cheese. Oh, hashtag blow me down matey. It's just all nonsense, right? Just taking the
So
mick
pretty much exactly
out
what
of,
I've just
yeah,
done.
it's taking the mick out of
But you
how
attempted
convoluted.
it.
I did. At least I
And
tried.
we didn't. We just
But
need to take the mick
what I'd
after.
like to say is,
How did Blam get double stressed?
Panic
Pilot.
what I'd like to say is that the Weekend Warlords store in sunny Loughborough also does mail order stuff.
It does.
Oh, it does, absolutely.
So if you pre-order your stuff, if you haven't got a local friendly gaming store near you that you can go and purchase this stuff off the shelf,
Or even if you
why not
have.
give us a try? Give Ash something to do.
Yeah,
Yeah?
give me something to do.
Give Ash something to do. So the pre-orders are up for Wave 2
Wave
and
2
Wave 3. Now
and
Wave
Wave
2, the official release date's been announced.
Don't tell me because it'll make me cry.
30th of November.
Oh, what, for
not too
Wave?
far away,
Oh, no,
is
that's
it?
all right. But Wave 2's not like a
So that's
really big, expensive
So you've got
wave.
the things I'm excited about in Wave 2 is the conversion kits, obviously,
Obviously.
and the mining guilds.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Wave 2?
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I have to order some of those.
Yeah.
First order. We didn't speak about the first order. So Quick Draw is back.
Yeah, quick
Right.
draws
Okay,
back.
all right.
A Mega Leader is a Mega Leader. She's been slightly
Can
toned
I
down, but
just,
a Mega
like-
Leader.
Yeah.
And
Kylo is
Kylo!
No,
Ben, sorry.
hold on.
Oh, I broke
So-
my rule.
Sorry.
I broke my rule.
What rule?
What rule?
But it's Ben, isn't it?
No, it's
Yeah,
Kylo.
yeah,
We
Ben
don't call him
Solo.
Kylo in
No.
Maice. We don't
I'm
call him
really,
Kylo in Maice.
really-
We don't
'Cause
humour
your
that
son's
kind of
called Ben,
tantrum.
isn't he?
But he is, yeah. But we
really
don't for that reason.
sad
but-
Yeah.
about Kylo.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he shouldn't be Initiative 5.
Of course he should.
No, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Supernatural open
Right.
boat. Hi, open boat.
So on the
nice to
topic of
see ya.
Supernatural Kylo.
Supernatural Kylo will never leave my side.
So when 2.0 was announced, and we got those the vlogs and the little videos and the previews and stuff, I'm sure they said that the sculpt was coming down, but they were also going to put it on a medium base.
I heard that too.
Which means
I've still got 2 of the big ones.
Which means no Supernatural if it's on a medium base.
Oh, I'm not.
Why not?
I don't know. If it's got a force slot.
I don't think it is.
We can't take it on Kanan.
Let's have a look. I will get up my squad builder as we speak.
So, but anyway, Kylo. Yeah,
so the new dial covers are delayed,
Kylo,
unfortunately.
Look,
fair,
I know everyone's gonna like. I've heard people argue that, Quick Draw and Amiga Leader, they're like elite pilots. The guy's force sensitive. You don't get more elite than that. It was like if we go right the way back to the prequels. You remember? How can he be flying a pod racer? You have to have Jedi abilities to fly like that. This guy's got Jedi abilities. Like, I know he's like a bit of a damp squib in a lot of the films, and he gets his butt handed to him by Rey. But I think when we get to the last film, we'll realise that actually Rey's heritage is massive, and the reason why she can do what she can do is because she's come from some serious lineage. I just have a problem with him being I5 and Quick Draw and Amiga Leader being I6. It's just not on.
Here's the thing. Just
make me pay the points.
Hold on. Just going back to what you were saying about the film. With Kylo. I've just had this thought pop into my head. So you're saying he's a bit of a damp squib, Kylo, in the films, right? Now the title of the first film, Force Awakens, isn't these films? Aren't we seeing a progression of awakening of the Force in Kylo rather than Rey?
Well, both, I think.
Yeah, so Kylo, I think, is just going to be the best bad guy. Kylo was a highlight of The Last Jedi for me.
I need to get this card.
And also, The Last Jedi gave us probably one of the best lightsaber scenes in all of Star Wars history. Like, there was no ninja flipping, but that throne room scene with Rey.
I mean, you know, I love Star Wars, and no, it's unbelievable. And
absolutely
for me,
insane.
What a lot of people picked up on.
This is Ash, by the way. Hello, Ash.
Oh, I know. Star Wars. I want to get involved.
He's transformed.
It's not Rasta doing a new character.
Mr. Tim Marsden, you are completely right. I hadn't noticed that.
So a lot of people picked up on the fact that, do you know when they went into the throne room and it was just like red sheets down, and it was like, well, that's really lazy, you know what I mean? Like, they haven't really put the effort into when they built the Death Star and all the Emperor's throne room and that, and it's not at all. The more you watch it, the development of what that is, the grandeur of it, of when it all sets on fire, when he originally, do you know when he chucks one in the thing and the flames go, and then it sets all the curtains on fire, and you see it all tumble around, then you realise what that is, that centre.
It's a big glass dome, isn't it?
Oh,
awesome.
Man, that is...
Whoa. It's awesome.
And the eyeglass, the spyglass that she looks through, you realise that the curtains open a little bit, and it's like, that is sick. And then that fight, I mean, them Praetorian guards, badass, with all their different weapons. And of the two of them fighting together, love it. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the film. But there's certain scenes within the film which are like, wow, this is Star Wars.
Yeah,
it's
I think
all good.
we do have to give you credit there. James. Duel of Fates is probably close behind.
What?
I wouldn't say, but he's on about the scene with Ewan McGregor waiting.
Sorry.
Yes.
Behind the force field.
After Qui-Gon's been...
So you're just going...
The best fight Obi-Wan Kenobi's ever been in any Star Wars was in Star Wars Rebels. It lasted all of about 5 seconds. And as far as I'm concerned, that is how every single...
Poetic.
Every Jedi fight should look like that.
The way it's scored... Just the way it ends.
Dodge,
very samurai.
Kill him.
Unless it's like, you know, okay, Rey and Kylo in the throne room, because there's multiple attackers. I'm all right with lots of fighting, but I think when it is 2 solitary force users fighting, it should be samurai-esque. These guys are like, we are so highly trained, we are so good. There ain't going to be no messing about here. There's not going to be no, this is going to be 12-round fight.
It's a different dynamic because you've got an untrained Jedi and his father trying to lure him to the dark side rather than kill him. But I'm a big fan of Luke chopping wood in The Empire Strikes Back. Just them big swings at nothing in the air, and just really raging on Vader and just trying to smash through, just trying to hurt him through brute force. And Vader's having none of it.
No, I mean it's a great fight.
That is brilliant. Just I love Luke's approach to lightsaber wielding. But he looks like he's trying to cut a tree down. Doesn't he?
Well, so we've kind of veered off on a bit of a tangent.
No,
right?
it's all right. It's all Star Wars.
No, I know.
This is good.
But supernatural reflexes. Jeff made a valid point, which is now scrolled off the screen. Yeah. He said that they think they've downscaled the model.
Yeah, they definitely said
they kept it on a small base.
If they have, then that's fine. Then we're going to see supernatural Kylo, which would be awesome.
I think it would be like a crime to take supernatural reflexes away from him. If he is running at I5, he will not survive if he doesn't have supernatural reflexes.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. He has to have supernatural reflexes, and it's just not right, is it, that he doesn't have access to that? Because it's the coolest force ability yet.
Just a second. What I have just thought of is if it keeps its sensor slot, then you should be able to
advanced sensor,
supernatural reflexes, a boost or a barrel roll. Use your. I know you'll get a red. You'll get stress. Oh no! Get us a Kylo card. Ben, find Ben. Find him.
What now?
Yeah, because I don't know if the auto thrusters definitely gives you the stress.
Hold on, I've got it outside.
Oh, it does. Ignore me. No, we're right. It does. So it's a red boost or barrel roll. So you couldn't boost or barrel roll off that. Then advanced sensors as well. To have 3 actions before you move and then move. So it's either going to be advanced sensors or it's going to be supernatural reflexes. So ignore me on that internet.
Right, what I've got here, ladies and gentlemen, is this is a very exclusive card. So as you know, at the Weekend Warlords, we often do our own little promos. And recently, one of the team members, is a lovely guy called Steve Gundill, popped in and surprised me with a couple of packs of promos. And so before I get any further, this is a good reason for you guys to get out there and buy a ticket for either our December tournaments or the Princess Leia event, because that will be the only place you will ever get this promo. They'll never go anywhere else. And this is a Kylo Ren, and it's one of the ships I've painted. That was a big roll. And it says, after you defend, you may spend 1 force charge to assign I'll show you the dark side condition to the attacker. And he has auto thrusters. After you perform an action, same as a TIE Interceptor, he may perform the barrel roll or boost action. So, and he has focus, target lock, barrel roll, boost. It's I5, it's 3 primary, 3 agility, 4 hull, 2 shields, 2 force.
So you could see supernatural reflexes and advanced sensors.
I don't think they're going to give him a sensor slot.
So, but you could do. So, and then that would mean you might see him taking double reposition before he moves and do a blue move.
Do you know what I think we're going to get?
Him just take 1 action and bump into something and have a token.
I think we're going to see him with missiles or torpedoes.
Well, yeah.
Because of the movie.
I think so. I agree.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, so you mentioned the December tickets.
I was just about to say that.
And getting a promo card, an exclusive promo card.
So the December tournament is 8th and 9th.
It is. Where would we find tickets for that, Steve?
We would find tickets for that at weekendwarlords.co.uk /shop. £10 per day, so brilliant. £10 for the Saturday, £10 for the Sunday.
Bargain.
Capped at 40 players.
Bargain.
We will sell out. I'm not going to lie. We will sell out.
We sell them all out.
So if you want to come up to Warlords, they only went up this afternoon.
Yes.
So get on there.
Yeah. So open boats. I agree with you. So like running Vader Rex at the moment, Ash and a couple of other people went, why don't you put something else on? I've gone, well, okay, Rexter's got a cannon slot. I don't really need it. And they both have missile slots, but none of the missiles are worth taking. I completely agree with you. Yeah. So hopefully there will be a better missile. I hope we never get into that road of harpoons where we get a broken missile, but just something that's maybe on par with proton torpedoes.
Yeah, something that needs to
but maybe not
some damage
quite
out.
as good as a proton torpedo, because I think the strength of, if you took away how good proton torpedoes from something like any torpedo carrier, they're generally lower agility ships.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the balancer. Whereas if you then gave a very agile, highly manoeuvrable ship a killer of a missile, it's going to become too game changing, because that ship can go, do you know what I'll do is I'll just float about for 55 minutes, I'll pop in, I'll hit you with a shot that's going to really hurt, and then I'll just run away.
Yeah.
And that'll be the whole game over in a single shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it needs to be some balance, but they do need some slightly better missiles, I agree.
Yeah. Cool.
So lots of hype for Wave 2 and Wave 3.
Yeah.
And
we're going
to December tickets.
December tickets will be the first one after,
Warlords.
so we'll see a lot more resistance on the table.
Yeah.
We'll see a lot more first order on the table.
Absolutely, James. With Supernatural and the auto thrusters, you can do that. Absolutely, you can do that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can double reposition blue and
so,
then take an action.
Just talking about, because I know we opened the stream with a little bit of talk about this weekend, just gone. But I want to talk about, just from, because you weren't in it, Rasta. But what I want to ask you is, for people that are thinking and like a bit on the fence about whether to come to Warlords or anything like that, just tell us what the atmosphere was like this last weekend and what we can expect in December.
Who, me?
Yeah, just let us know.
So,
What can you expect? You're the captain of our team, so it's only right, I think, that you sort of tell the people.
Okay, so this is how I feel about Warlords, and like, don't take any of this wrong or me being like big-headed or anything, but I'm very, very, very proud of the achievements when it comes to actual tournaments won, prizes taken, and what we've achieved. That's always been second to what drives the team. And any of you that have ever been here, and I know we have new players every single tournament, and I haven't yet seen one of those new players not leave with the biggest, cheesiest grin on their face. So I'll make an example and I'll show you what I mean. This weekend we had the UK national champion with us all weekend.
Yep.
And he played both days.
Yep.
And then he sent a message saying that in all the years he has played X-Wing, that had to have been the most fun he'd ever had playing X-Wing.
Yeah.
So competition's great, but, and this is something I think you've talked about quite extensively in your blog. Actually, the most important thing about the game is the guy on the other side of the table, the guy, the girl, the Apache helicopter on the other side of the table, right?
You're right?
Whoever it may
Would
be.
that have a legacy, that Apache?
Absolutely have a legacy.
Right, okay, just checking.
And it will have some ferrous paint, so it's very hard to target.
Fair enough.
Right, so you're throwing me, Tim. I'm trying to be all PC. Right, honestly, you watch me and Ash, and we talk about it, and I'm sure there's those of you that think, oh, these guys just like blowing hot air and they just say words. But if you come here and you experience a Warlord tournament, we pride ourselves on that. Actually, it is the most insane amount of fun.
Yeah.
I have such an insanely good time, and I think that maybe rubs off on people, and certainly the people that come here to play the tournaments have now kind of wholeheartedly jumped in on that ethos. And they're like, we got the highest level of competition pretty much anywhere in the country at the moment, definitely in the country at the moment, if not in the world at the moment. I'm always here, the Wookiee's always here, the UK national champion's normally here, the champion of the store is here, and now a Weekend Warlords veteran.
One leg of the tripod that is the UK.
We have massive names like Charles Burkhold coming up, James Finlayson, the most consistent player of 2018 season. We have guys with massive titles under their belts here all the time.
Without breaking a train of thought, Adam's just said he wished he could make it there more often, and to be honest with you, Adam, I wish I could make it here more often. I'm here every Tuesday night, but I wish I could make it to.
He doesn't turn up for ages
of the Warlords.
He turns up, wins, and goes. That's it. That's all he does.
Do you know
like
what?
A ship in the night.
Do you know what? Like, kind of back to it. There's no need to compromise on your behaviour just because you're playing a competitive game. And ultimately, once people come to our home and they see that we do it slightly differently to a lot of people, it's just incredible for them. And to see people having that much fun, for a lot of people, it's the only bit of free time they've got all week, maybe all month.
Yeah.
Right? and they should have a fantastic time. They shouldn't go away going, oh, that guy was so annoying. Oh, and it was like arguments every minute. I had to keep calling the TO and yada, 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 yada.
No,
and actually, I really had a bad time. Oh, and I don't want to go there. And that guy did everything he could. And generally, everyone that comes to Warlords has kind of gone wholeheartedly into that of like, nope, not going to do that. Going to have a great time. Going to be a nice guy while I'm having a great time. Is that a 4K? If that's a 4K, that's okay. Oh, I didn't see the A-wing.
Yeah.
It just forwarded. But yeah.
It might super the way of that.
Yeah.
It'll boost you.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on.
I don't think there's anywhere else that does a monthly tournament with the vibes that we have here. We have great music, great people, a great team. Let's not forget Ash and John.
Yeah, definitely.
That run a fantastic stream for you guys. Seamless rounds. We've got television screens up with pairings. We've got screens up so guys that are not playing can watch the top tables. There is just continual laughter to the point where people are in tears.
Yeah.
Going, I'm playing a game and I'm losing. In fact, Virgil, I think, made the statement that he lost all 5 of his games and had like one of the best days he'd ever had.
Virgil brought his son up.
Right?
And Virgil brought his son, and what
Virgil.
a nice guy.
He's definitely the best Howitt.
He's definitely the best Howitt.
Jowett, sorry.
Well, the best Howitt was.
But that vibe,
we'll talk about that in a second.
And that experience is testament not just to the Weekend Warlords team, it's testament to the people that come and play here.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of us from the team that are playing here.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's more than 50% of the room on any day.
No.
Because people want those tickets and they do come. So everyone that's come has gone, we've either our first time or we've been multiple times, and we love it and we invest wholeheartedly in your ethos. So we can play hard, we'll learn, we'll get better, and we'll be lovely to one another. And we don't have to be obnoxious or horrible or gamey at any point. You know, we can be hard, we can be fair as well. Because remember, the whole motto of Fly Casual was never to put it on your opponent. That's the trick. When you're like going, oh, let me have that. Well, really, being Fly Casual would be not asking your opponent to let you have it and remembering it. But your opponent, the ethos here is your opponent most of the time will go, you know, you've got an action. Like, oh, when the guy's rolled four dice out of his hand, only hit with one, he goes, oh, rubbish. And you don't remind him he's got a target lock. That's not cool. No. Remind the guy he's got a target lock.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying? If the guy's done a K turn, forgot to put his stress token, before he moves on to set his dial, just take a second to go, you know, you should have a stress, because I don't want you setting a red or doing something. I want to beat you if I beat you properly, or I'll lose with honour.
Or I'll help you to not, you know, feel like you've missed something in the game and think, oh, I could have done better or anything like that. And that's one thing I get.
Warlords atmosphere is like jumping on board a pirate ship. The romanticised version without the scurvy, obviously.
We're going to put that on a poster.
Absolutely.
I'd like to do an alternate art.
We don't have a barrel of apples. I think we need a barrel of apples. I will say that you're not that wrong, because the Warlords team get through a ridiculous amount of spiced rum.
We do
at the weekends.
We do.
We have like 2 chat groups, right? We have our team chat and then Weekend Warlords Bantha chat, which is like a funny chat. And on a Saturday night regularly, if nothing's happening, it will start with release the Kraken, and it will be up and down the country because we're quite spread out, a lot of us. Suddenly there will be photos of, I'm releasing, and as the night goes on and the Kraken is depleted, the yo-ho-hos get stronger and stronger, right? And it's just awesome. But what was this one?
Right, so it's scrolled off the screen, but basically I can't get the end of it. So
Tim's going to do that. Look, so we can see it.
Have we got it?
Have we got it on a different thing?
Keep going. It'll be on the. It might be on this one on a different tab. So it might be up here.
Oh yeah, there.
Might be up here.
No, that's
we haven't got a Twitch.
Oh, here we go.
I know. So it'll be on the Twitch.
It's on the Twitch. Oh, sorry, we missed that bit.
Yeah. So basically, the gist of it is, last Saturday was my best gaming. What have you done?
What have you done?
Alright, chill out.
My best gaming.
Don't do it again, Tim.
Okay.
My best gaming community experience since I started X-Wing. Can't wait to be back. You know, and Adam Pye said, you know, talking about reminding people about missed actions and stuff. He said he wants to shout out Ryan because Ryan did exactly that with him on Saturday.
There's nothing to be gained from winning. Do you know what? If you win a game like that, you haven't beaten the guy. You cheated.
No,
Ultimately, you've just been a bit gamey and
Well,
horrible.
it's
even more than that.
It's like watching an old lady drop a tenner out of her purse and putting it in your pocket. You should be ashamed.
And even more than that, they haven't enjoyed it.
No, either. Both people have lost.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
haven't.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that had popped up on there was a question asking when the layer tournament
Yes.
tickets go. No, they're
When they
on
go
sale.
live.
So let me
on
just
sale
tell
now?
They
you,
are on
they're
sale today.
absolutely on sale now.
They are.
I'll give you a bit of preamble about it. So what
How
we
many have we got
have
left?
is we have.
we know what we've
I
got
don't know what
Well,
level
I can
we've got.
find out that information in a
40
minute.
However-
tickets, limited to 40 players.
Yeah.
They have been on sale for the majority of this evening,
Yes.
so they will be going fast.
So go to the Facebook and go to the Weekend Warlords X-Wing
Yes.
group.
Do not go to
Don't go to the shop
weekendwarlords.co.uk/shop.
because they're not on sale
No.
there.
All right, and I'll tell you straight, that is already an exceptionally long time to have available tickets for Leia. Last year, Leia sold out in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't wait till tomorrow to get your tickets.
Yeah.
I'd get them tonight.
Yeah.
It is the best Christmas party
Yeah.
ever.
So what it is,
That's it.
you
It's
need
a
to
party.
do. There's a couple of things that you need to do to make sure that we know that you want to play. The first thing is you need to donate 20 quid
Yep.
to on the Just Giving page, which is a link within our Weekend Warlords group.
So you go to Weekend Warlords Facebook group.
Yep.
Store. So you go to the Weekend
There we
Warlords
go.
store
Look,
Facebook
John,
page.
I love you. I love that you're there watching us.
So 15
Even though you haven't got a kitchen.
Go to the events tab,
Yep.
find the layer
Yeah.
event, and then there is a link in the description.
Which will take you to our
to
Just Giving page. Now
Yeah.
we're raising money for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
We do it every year.
We do it every
It's
year.
Leia's actual charity.
Yeah,
isn't
so
it? Yeah.
Carrie Fisher, who
Carrie-
is
yeah.
our princess,
Yep.
she was one of the patrons of Make-A-Wish
It's her,
Foundation.
it's the what she supported.
And if you don't know what Make-A-Wish do, they provide for like really sick children and terminally ill children. They provide life experiences, so like meeting a famous person that they've got a lot of admiration for, taking them to Disney World, things like that. They fund all that for those kids.
Yep.
So it's a really, really, really great charity.
And you guys out there play with toys all the time, and you
Yeah.
know how much fun it brings you. To give a disadvantaged child a little bit of fun
and a smile
for a day,
That's all it is.
and a smile on their face.
Yeah.
20 quid's nothing, guys.
Yeah.
That's a Nando's.
Yeah,
Simple
and
as that. It's a
what
meal.
you get, what
That's
you
all
get
it
for
is.
your
Yeah.
20 quid, apart from a really great sense of well-being, is you get to spend a day with us lot and our Christmas party, and I'm talking from reference of last year's, the absolute best fun ever.
I do
Thank
believe.
you, John. Thank you. Check out the
Thank you, John.
YouTube chat. John has just put a link for the Just Giving page. So £20 donation. You're not limited to £20 either, are you?
No.
No,
You
no,
will.
no, you can donate whatever
Yeah.
you
So
like.
so going back to the two things you need to do.
Yeah.
The first thing is to go there and donate 20 quid.
Correct.
And the second thing is because you can put a little comment.
Yep.
Is just put in that comment that you want to play. So then what will
Yes.
happen is John and Ash will collate that list, and then they'll tell us how many tickets left. Because what we need to do, why you need to do that, is to make sure that you're absolutely differentiating yourself from the guys that just want to donate.
Yep.
Yeah, so we don't want to get 40 people donate and only 35 and want to play and have 5 people
Yeah,
miss
yeah.
out.
We want the room absolutely full.
Yeah, and it's just,
Absolutely full.
and
And,
it's-
and even if you buy a ticket and you intend to come, and a week before you realise you can't, leave your donation there. Let us know. Let us resell your ticket,
yeah.
right, and make an extra 20 quid, so that
Yeah.
it just
I've
adds
heard-
that total up.
I heard there was an extra specially generous man last year that had got their £20 ticket and perhaps a little bit more as well. Was very excited to come, and then couldn't make it on the day.
Yeah.
And just left their donation with Make-A-Wish.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that you?
Yeah, I brought it up because I was in a very embarrassing situation in that I was so pumped to come,
Yeah.
and then Boxing Day evening,
Yeah.
I spent all night.
You
I
were
was
ill,
on a
wasn't
sofa
you?
bed.
You
Yeah, I
were
was on.
really
I was
ill.
on
Yeah,
a
you
blow
weren't
up bed.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I'm hoping to make it to this one.
And a little bit more about last
but-
year. So last year, after the actual event had finished, this is how it turns into a party. So after the amazing day of great games, I think there's a little auction as well for some incredible swag. and stuff that people had donated.
I mean, you even laid out all your surplus alt art cards.
Oh, they were all given away.
And they were just given away, and people just donated because you were giving stuff away. They just said, you know what, I don't want this for nothing. I'll just give a couple of quid here or there.
And it all adds in. That bucket filled up. But at the end of the day, as we were getting towards the end of the evening, because it's understandable, it is Christmas time, people do have to get back to their families, but a lot of people didn't. So it was like, right, who wants to stay to eat? Hands were put up. 10 quid each was chucked into a pot, and Papa John's had a heart attack when we ordered about 50 pizzas.
It was
and
mad.
there was garlic breads and this and beers and soft drink, and then the shop was closed, and it was a family Christmas party as well. You know, we're celebrating, you know, I's a Rasta man, and I believe in the power of love. And we can share that. If there's one time a year you should get together and be with people that you love being with and break a little bread with them, right? It's the most special time, and you should. And it's more than just a tournament. It is so much more than a tournament.
They are the moments that I look forward to the most. Going to a tournament as a warlord, or without them, you know, but as a warlord, breaking bread, like you said, it's that sharing.
And do you know something, right? We talk a lot about who wins what and veteran coins and all that sort of stuff. But do you know what? When we do charity stuff, and I hand on heart, and I hope you agree with this, from my perspective, I don't think that we care who wins. You know, we just care that we've had a great day and raised some money.
No. I know for a fact that last year, loads of people made sure they had Leia in their list. No one's really here, and winning it's
before
cool.
Coruscant even did it.
Someone's going to win it, absolutely. But just come and have fun, enjoy your day out. You know, so families that eat together stay together. You know, my children have never ever been allowed to eat their dinners away from my dining room table, my kitchen table, but they eat at the table with their parents. You know, or they eat with their brothers and sisters at least. They don't split up. And food, when you break bread with people round a table, you create such strong bonds. You know, I know we had a bit of a Nando's catastrophe on Saturday, and they do it to us all the time.
That's Nando's that missed out.
Nando's that missed out.
We did
but
miss
we
out.
did try. 24 of us tried to go and eat together after the Saturday tournament. Unfortunately, we had to break because it would appear that Loughborough don't like anything more than 4 people walking into a restaurant together. The next event, I will pre-book Nando's. I'll get a head count a week before, and I'll guarantee us a booking so we can go and eat together.
So, just to confirm, Pi, I know John's put that back in the chat there. Director John, the ugliest man in the world.
And Si.
Shout out to Si for that. It's the 27th of December, so it's the Thursday. It's that lull between Christmas and New Year where you're kind of kicking your heels, you know, eating stale turkey and all that sort of stuff.
And let's face facts, you know, I'm not being sexist now, a lot of you guys that play X-Wing are male. And what do the ladies want to do on the 27th of December? They want to go and buy cheap clothings, and they want to walk around shops.
The sales.
And I don't know many guys. I don't know many guys that like accompanying a lady around the Christmas sales. I just want to be somewhere chilling. And I can come here. They can go off. They can have a great day with their friends. And, you know, absolutely, if you've got a lady gamer, we have plenty of them that like to play. This is not me excluding them at all. But I'm saying for those of you that don't want to go and traipse around a packed mall, come and play.
Well, I'm going to for the Leia tournament, I'm going to be bringing a few little stubby bottles of beer. So all my opponents, I'm going to have a drink with them. So that'd be quite nice.
I may make.
And if you can't have it because you're driving, that means I get 2.
I'm probably going to be bringing 3 or 4 big bowls of. They're called frappe in Italian.
See, this is the thing I was most excited about last year.
Right, you missed it.
And I did.
Right, and
frappe I wasn't eating anything.
So I make fresh pasta. I make fresh pasta from scratch with. Oh, thank you, Ulfric. I love you.
Guys, just so that's not a random outburst of affection.
Oh no, Ulfric is coming as well.
In the chat, Ulfric's just said, got my donation in plus player, and I'll be bringing more goodies for the auction raffle. Mate, you're a legend. Thank you so much.
He is a legend. All frick is amazing.
Yeah.
But back to frappe, for those of you that don't know, I make fresh pasta from scratch, and instead of it being your standard savoury type, it's got a glass of white wine in it, it's got some orange peel, and then I make them into these beautiful bow ties. I deep fry them, and they're covered with icing sugar.
Sounds amazing.
And they are the most incredible Christmas treat, part of my culture, part of my tradition. And there'll be bits and bobs. People make cupcakes, people make cakes. There's always food and things. It is Christmas. We are meant to be eating and drinking and sharing that together.
Being merry.
And being merry, yeah, absolutely.
So talking, so that's next month.
That's next month.
Yeah, so we're happy with that. We're really
not long,
happy.
is it?
No, it ain't. I mean,
Christmas is right on top of us, man.
Yeah,
November's nearly over, isn't it?
However,
It's the 20th already.
So the next stream between you and Sim, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the game. We wanted to sort of, we've got so much to tell you.
We have a lot to cover today.
And we've got a little kind of crib sheet which we're working through. But we've talked about next month's tournament. There's still one at Warlords this month, and there's only 2 tickets left.
Is there still 2 tickets?
Yeah, there's
I'm
only
shocked.
2 tickets
Get out
left.
there and get those tickets,
Right,
ladies
and
and
that
gentlemen.
is on the 25th of this month, so this Sunday coming.
So excited.
We have, and she's in the store right now, we have a beautiful young lady called Ashley Taylor, and she has kidney dialysis. And she has to go 5 times a week to Nottingham, and that puts a massive drain on the finances of the first family of X-Wing, which is the Taylors, so Lee, Tanya and Ashley.
And for those of you that want to know more about just that charity and what Ashley and children like her and her family go through, last week, which you'll still be able to get the episode
She was
from
on Newsroom, man. It was amazing.
She was, she was on
I
Newsroom.
shared
So check
it.
out Newsroom.
I shared it. So any of you that have got me as a friend on Facebook, you should be able to find that on my actual profile page, where I've shared out that actual link to the video of lovely Ashley on Newsroom,
Talking about her life with,
what she has to go through.
kidney disease.
And last week we had an absolutely brilliant conversation. We put Lee on the spot and he spoke.
We literally
on
dragged
the
him in
stream,
and said,
and he gave us his first-hand experiences of what it's like, and experience of families that he knows that go through the same things that those do.
Yeah,
and
and
how
one thing I
much
didn't know
your
about
donation means to those families.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because remember, like the donations, some of it goes to just giving Ashley a really nice trip out.
Yeah.
Just one day of the year.
Yeah.
The rest of it, the majority of it, goes to buying disadvantaged kids some toys to play with while they're in hospital.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. So
I mean,
you're helping so many people by doing that.
Even more than that, Lee was talking about. So it goes towards parking charges.
Yeah.
It goes towards transport fees.
Yeah.
Basically the cost of a lengthy stay in hospital multiple times a month that a lot of children in the UK and their families have to go through.
Yeah.
Just to be healthy and experience life the same way.
Yeah,
that,
you're right, and you
a lot
know,
of us
it's
get
part
the
of
privilege
being
doing.
it's being part of the Warlords family. Now, look, I'll just say one thing I didn't know was that the Ashley Taylor kidney appeal was originally called the Lee Taylor kidney appeal.
Because Lee's got
Because
problems,
Lee
right?
had problems when he was younger, and his parents set the foundation up for him.
Yes.
So he's carrying that on with his child, which I think is a noble and absolutely selfless thing to do. So we have 2 tickets left, and again, if you go to the Warlords page on Facebook, you scroll down the timeline or go to the events, and you will find the link for the Just Giving page there. Now that's nothing to do with Warlords from a financial point of view, because all that money goes straight to Lee and Tanya and Ashley, and they distribute that how they see fit. But it's £10. And there's 2 tickets left. We've got, again, a cap of 40. We would absolutely sell more tickets.
Yes,
if we could fit them in the store. But we've got 40. But what we've got, guys, is we've got some really important things coming up. And with Christmas coming up, we tend to be quite introvert regarding our own families and spending money on our own families and things like that. But do you know what? Take a tenner off one of the costs of the presents for your mum and your dad or something like that. They're not going to mind. And just give it. Just give it to charity. Even if you
who
can't
doesn't
make it.
get given a tenner in a card on Christmas Day?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
So how hard is it to just give that back out?
You know,
Listen, karma's often a very, very quick thing to come back round. And if you put out good and positive vibes, trust me, they come back to you.
Yeah.
Right? If you put out negativity, and vileness, that comes back to you too. So do a good thing, and whether you get paid straight away or you get paid later on in life, you will get paid for that kindness. And there's always someone. You know, I was just in a chip shop buying my dinner, and a lady wanted to complain about the fact a guy had come in and brought his dinner with pennies, and I turned to her and I went, bless him. I went, he must have been pretty hungry, eh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should have just given him the £1.50 worth of food.
Yeah.
If he had to come in and bring you a bag full of pennies.
Did you just see what Josh
I did,
was
just
doing?
while you were talking about that.
Yeah,
I have
sorry.
no idea what was just happening.
So what he had a blank base, and he was just hard wanting it in a circle.
He was.
I don't
Not
know
even
why.
in a circle, it was weird. He was doing like one hard one, then he was doing a hard one barrel roll.
He
then
lost the
doing a
game
hard
because he
one.
overcommitted that shuttle at the beginning. Because if you look at the points difference, if that shuttle had still been back floating, he'd be in a position to just chip a few more points off, get the win by a few points and run away.
Yep.
He gave him a single ship.
So do you think this is a case of a player...
Go on, Salty.
and we don't tend to do this on the stream a lot, but do you think this is a case of a player not understanding their win condition?
I think this is a player that is
he hasn't played the list before, so obviously
he's not
we're not
particularly well played on this sort of ship.
Yep.
It's not the sort of list Josh flies.
Sorry,
because
I'm
he
just
showed
giggling.
me the list, and I was actually like, oh, I think I could make that work. Because it does everything I like ships to do. Josh doesn't fly stuff like this, so I don't think he really understands how to... That the bigger trick of the list is to keep them alive more than to get the shots.
Yep.
So
Ulfric,
going back to Ulfric, he's just posted up on our Twitch stream that if we don't sell those 2 tickets for the Ashley Taylor event, he'll pay the £20.
Oh, you are
Mate,
just a lovely guy.
They
They will
Thank you
sell,
very much.
trust me. They will sell.
Yeah.
They will sell.
You know, but I think it's right for us to say to the people that have donated and do want to play, do you know what? Thanks for believing in what we do. Thanks for believing in the things that we're trying to do.
Ulfric is a very selfless man.
Yeah.
And I know that he wants
I met him
he
at
wants
Nerfoda.
But that's all
Amazing.
you should say, because I know he doesn't even want thanks for what he does.
Yeah.
And when someone gives without any thought of the acknowledgement of giving, that truly is a special human being.
Yeah.
And we're blessed to even know you, Ulfric.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, because you've certainly touched some people's lives that genuinely needed it. And like, it comes
You're
back
right.
to you. Rasta say you get paid for your works, whether you get paid for it now or you get paid for it in a later time. You do good things. Just love is going to come back to you, and love is priceless, you know.
Well, he's certainly got ours.
Oh, he's totally got ours. He's got my admiration for the rest of my life.
So that's we've done the crib sheet
We did.
with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go.
We got there. And then we can concentrate.
So what Josh needs to do now is one shot of full health B-wing.
Yeah. Well, being one shotted is something you'll
know
be
what
able
I
to
think?
tell us about, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, definitely. But actually, I was going to turn that round, but you beat me to it.
Do you-
'Cause I was going to say what he needs to do is I think he needs to roll 4 crits on a proton
Yeah, I
torpedo
think you're
shot.
probably
Do
right.
you
I
think?
think he does.
Do you think if he hadn't spent all that time with the hard ones, he'd get another round in? Roll those dice quickly.
No, I don't think he would.
Well, if he rolls those dice now,
Yeah, they might get another round in now. Yeah,
right, go on and roll the green
Ooh, that's a lot
dice.
of pain.
yeah it's quite a few crits.
Roll the green dice. Come on, you got 30 seconds. This looks like Ryan's time wasting.
Look at him.
Oh, 2 blanks. Come
Oh,
on,
I
roll
thought
the
he got
greens.
some
Roll the
pain.
greens. Roll the greens.
Oh,
We don't know what that
What
does.
is it?
It's a blank.
It's a blank, so double crit because of the proton. Or re-roll.
Reroll
Takes,
for
just
that
takes the
Braylon
1.
Strom. Takes 1.
Why is he re-rolling?
Braylon Strom has got stress.
Oh, yeah.
Dials. One more round.
Go on. Oh,
No, he's got to shoot back. No, that's
no
it.
More rounds.
No more rounds.
Wop, wop.
Wop, wop, wop. Yeah.
Poor Josh.
Because actually now Luke is in a position where none of those other 3 ships can help Braylon.
No, they
If
can't.
he'd had a really big shot then,
Yeah.
and even done 3 shields,
Yep.
he may have been in a position to get through the shields and put some dirty crits on him.
It's-
Whoa, revelation.
Yeah.
Absolute revelation. You see where they're putting their dice?
Yeah. Have you just noticed?
New Weekend Warlords.
Yeah,
logo.
Weekend
Just
Warlords
noticed.
logos.
Just noticed.
However, Rasta, Ryan's just taken him down to half health again. So,
yeah.
it's gone to 150 points.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Josh, You let the side down there for those Super
Yeah.
Luke.
No, trying something new's cool, isn't it?
No,
Trying
no,
something
I'm
new
going
and giving it a go.
So if any of you have ever met Ryan Sharpe or Josh Thompson, they are both lovely, lovely, lovely guys. Josh is such a gentle, lovely bloke. Such a pleasure to play against.
Yep.
And has his moments of actual
And
genuine genius when he plays.
You did say Josh, didn't you?
I did say
and
Josh.
has the best dice rolling technique of anybody.
He's so aggressive. I told him.
with
off
a
on
big
Saturday.
smile on his face.
I told him. I was like,
You did. I heard you.
"Why?
Say about
Stop it!" I went, your hand's way too aggressive.
Yeah.
It was like, chill out, man. This is not Sabutia.
I tried to do that. Right?
Well, he seems to
and
get
the dice
some
just
wicked-
went
Everywhere. I
Yeah.
agree.
But he throws them in such a way that he gets some wicked backspin
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
And
At least no one will ever be able to. Oh, they've gone for
They've
another
gone for
round.
another round. Yeah, good.
Ooh,
Good.
interesting.
Let them have it.
Yeah,
I'm not
let
even
'em
going to butt in. What was I going to say? At least no one will ever be able to accuse Josh of not rolling his dice properly.
Drops
it.
You know
Yeah.
those people that like, I'll get 4 results in
Slide
a
'em.
flat hand and just slide these out,
yeah.
or they do me head in,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, you can't argue that with Josh.
No, he's. I wouldn't like to meet him in the
I
dark alley with
often
some
give
dice
it a
like
little
that.
bit. I often give it the maracas.
It'd be
I don't know
like,
if you've
a
Bit like
noticed.
bullseye.
Bullseye, that's exactly what I was
Bit
thinking
like
as
bullseye
well.
out there.
Yeah,
They
Adam.
just throw it at you and you'll be out. You'll be out cold.
Yeah, they'd go about a foot away from it.
Adam,
and then
the
spin back in
Sabutio
between your
reference
eyes.
is purely an age-based. You know,
Yeah.
there's only a few of you out there, I'm sure, that get it. But yeah, I am that old that I had Sabutio.
I had Sabutio
Yeah,
on my little fold-up pool table in my bedroom.
I hated
You
it.
had a pool table.
It's just, it was this weird collapsible thing that used to break and fall apart.
I was poor.
Yeah.
We just had minstrels that we cut in half,
Yeah.
right, and glued just paper cut out of men. That was my Sabutio, and we played it in a pigsty with the pigs,
Thing is,
right?
this
Very
could all
muddy
be true.
Very muddy.
Oh yeah, we had weather conditions in Arsenal.
Yes. Yeah.
Sabutio's still got to be a thing in some way, shape, or form, surely. Yeah, I think it is.
It isn't, because unfortunately the children of nowadays only know how to do one thing with their finger, and that's swipe left, swipe right.
Yeah, but
It's not flick, it's not paint.
Sabutio is now in the form it's in now is FIFA 19.
Those of you younger
quite good
chaps
on
out
TikTok,
there
actually.
having children or
wouldn't get the
got
same
young
physical feel, would you?
children,
No.
if I can give you one bit of advice that really did benefit my kids, and anyone that's ever met my kids genuinely doesn't have a bad word to say about my children. They're very capable socially.
I had a few bad words when he was beating me earlier.
No, that's not what I meant, right? But I never allowed my children to have mobile phones. Simeon got his first mobile phone at 16 years old. My daughter Mia was 15 and Scarlett is 12. And the only reason she's got a phone is because we've sent her to school 12 miles away from home.
Yeah.
And that just in case one of us is late or something like that, she has a way of contacting us. I totally did not allow them to have it. I
Yeah.
didn't allow unrestricted time on devices. I encouraged them to draw, paint, make Lego, get out, ride their bikes, scratch their knees, and like live a little bit. I think we're kind of a dodgy time with the way children are going with all these devices, to be honest.
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know why you bought Sim a phone because you don't answer it anyway.
Oh, he never answers it. He never ever answers it.
Captain Rex has just said he's testing out Nim, Forlom, and Palob for Cornish Nationals.
Not just that.
Not just that.
Captain Rex has just joined us.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
He's my ex-wing dad, you know that, don't you?
We love Marty.
So,
We love Marty.
He's my favourite.
So
I think he
far,
might be like my favourite person. in
Charles
X-Wing.
has said you're Father of the Year.
Oh yeah, all right, mate. I love you, but
Just wait until after this next game.
off cameras, I
So for
punch him in his head.
So that for those that have joined us in the last half an hour, coming up after this one, because they're just playing the last round out, and then we're going to take a 15-minute break. Coming up, we have the world champion Simeon Dellapina versus the European champion George Dellapina, Rasta Maice, whatever you want to call him. Nothing too bad, I hope. But you know what? You don't get that at tournaments, at top-end tournaments. What you do get it is you get it at Fly Casual Tuesdays.
You do,
on
yeah,
Weekend
yeah,
Warlords.
Do you know how proud I am to be doing something like this with my son as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I think everyone's
It's
seen
like
it.
a dream to be
There's a picture
to
of you.
have a common interest
Yeah.
with an 18-year-old, because I know that a lot of people kind of lose their kids at that sort of age.
Yeah.
and we do butt heads. He's very similar to me in personality.
Yeah.
But he's also like my best friend.
Yeah.
He really is. Like, he stays at his girlfriend's a lot now because he's a man now, and that's cool. But when he comes home for the weekend or whatever, he just spends it in the man cave with me, and we play games, and we watch. We've been watching Clone Wars recently, and we have a little drink together. He's a good boy, doesn't drink like lots. He gets that. It's a social thing and not to be abused. It's how he was brought up. I don't know what they're laughing at, but it's a real privilege.
I think he boosted and took a damage.
And died.
No, I'm not sure. Something happened. I don't know.
Why did he die? Hold on,
I
have to
think
find out for the street.
No,
why did he die?
No, he
Why
boosted.
did he die?
He boosted.
You were out of time before this round. No, we thought we'd let you have it. We didn't want to. We thought, you two got a special thing. You're gazing into each other's eyes. Okay. Listen, did you hear the laughter? Oh, what's that? What was that?
Just
19 tickets sold for later.
So
we've sold 4 more tickets while we've been streaming.
Yeah. Just somebody applauding you, admonishing Sim for taking stuff out your bag and saying it was his.
Yeah, if you want to
go out and get a job and pay for it. So, which he did.
Yeah, which he does.
Yeah.
So nearly half the tickets are sold for later.
He's working in the garden tomorrow.
Yeah, very
I
good.
need a little bit of a hand because Daddy's kind of busy. He did help me today. He helped me to get my drive shaft off my car.
Yeah.
Good boy. Love him.
He's having a bit of bad luck.
Yeah, but he's only little, and I try to get him to crank the engine over with a spanner, which is quite hard.
Yeah.
But I thought he'd be a bit, and he was like, "Can't do it." I was like, "Oh, let the old man in there, boy. Let the old man in there. I'll show you how it's done." Because, like, my dad's at that point where he's gone from being the stronger dad to I'm the stronger son, and it's horrible. But luckily, I'm still at that point where I've still got that over him. But he was good. He come and he put his foot on the brakes, and it was raining a bit. And he helped me out. I couldn't have done what I did without him. So
that's good.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Has his moments, but 99% of the time, he's an absolute angel, and I love him. I love all my kids.
And in 10-15 minutes, we'll see.
I'm going to smash them all round the table. What are you chatting about? When it comes to the table, that's it. I don't know who he is. What have you won then? Every time he goes, well, I've won Worlds, Dad. I was like, but it's only a tiny little event, son.
But do you know what?
Like,
there's a thing that really sums up you and Sim's relationship for me, and it's the photo which did the rounds just after Sim won Worlds, where you're cuddling him and you're totally crying your eyes out, and he's like just like taking that hug, and and Kev's in the background, Manny's in the photo.
It was a mess, mate.
It was just.
There's a guy
perfect.
named Grizzly Bear. I don't know if that's how you say your name, Grizzly, but he does Fuel Squadron radio, right?
Oh,
Grizzly
wow,
Bear,
right, and he was at Worlds, and he's like, I call him Grizzly Bear, right? Because he's a big old grizzly bear. He's a lovely guy, and he wears the most amazing socks you've ever seen.
Okay.
Wicked socks. And like after I'd lost it with Sim, and I backed away, like Grizzly just enveloped me and hid me. Because I lost it. I was hyperventilating. I had pins and needles. I was so overwhelmed by it that he got me in a corner, hid me from everyone, and let me lose it without me getting too embarrassed by how much I was losing it.
Best quote of the year.
I did make him though. Do you know what?
You did.
Do you know what? I cried hard at Euros because I got the gift of being able to take my son to something I would never have been able to financially manage. And then I got, apart from delivering my daughter Scarlett, which I did myself, Simeon is so far the highlight of 43 years of being alive, watching him do that. To be able to have seen your own son achieve something like that, I absolutely 1,000,000% mean winning it myself wouldn't have been 1% of watching him do what he did. I will die remembering that day. That will be like some of my last thoughts
Yeah.
going, I'm the most blessed that I
Yeah.
got to be there and watch him do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and thank you for all the love you give him.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very much appreciated, and he knows how much you all think of him. So thank you very much for that.
Oh wait! We got a rare moment here. Josh is net listing.
No, that's how many squadrons he's got saved on his phone.
No, that's how many net lists.
That's how many squadrons he's downloaded.
Just wait and see if we can see his pin.
Yeah. That's not very good, is it? So we're gonna transition because I need to have a little bit of a transition off so we don't.
Just for the sake of Josh's cyber security.
So we are going to take a short break and we're going to leave
15 minutes,
about
something
15
like
minutes,
that. We're going to
give
get
you guys
set up.
Chance to get set up. I'm going to get myself a drink and get myself ready for the next one. So stay on the stream because we're going to leave it open on this splash screen. And in about 15 minutes, we have the world champion versus the European.
Do you know what I think we should do as well for these quiet moments? I think we should get some like interludes music.
Oh really?
Some
I can write
some license free.
I can write some. Royalty free.
A bit of reggae, a bit of Rocky, a bit of.
We've got some. Tim's doing the interlude in the background.
Are we inputting lists?
Yeah, we're having a little break now.
We're
We're
being
going to
slave
reset.
drivers in. Stop enjoying
the boss
yourself.
Just finally, just stay tuned, and we will have the two biggest names in X-Wing coming on to a Tuesday night stream at Weekend Warlords.
What, Rasta and Asher
I
playing?
didn't say what you're on about. I ain't playing. I'm surfing.
So coming up, you've got Tim Marsden versus Steve Theobald.
Whatever.
Rasta versus Sim coming up in about 10 or 15 minutes time. Stay tuned. Go and get yourself a brew, grab yourself a sandwich, do what you got to do, and we'll see you soon. Love you all.
Thank
see
you
later.
for listening.
Bye.
Oh, I want a sandwich.
Right, so welcome back everybody for game 2 on our Tuesday Night Fly Casual. I'm joined by what's the word? Inevitable.
I like being inevitable.
Tim, please don't say I'm now a Warlords veteran, Marsden.
Hello, Internet!
And he still waves. That's fine. And we have another guest commentator with us this evening, and it's the guy that was just on before, and it's the lovely and beautiful Ryan Sharpe. Hi.
The
Hello.
leopard skin prince
The
himself.
leopard skin. We're not going to talk about those at some point.
I
Ryan
told Josh to do
Sharpe.
more damage.
Yeah, so we could get more
He
leopard
owned-
skin on the
yeah.
stream. Excuse me.
I should have brought the ghost again.
Yeah. That's quite a good list. So before I transition over the picture,
Yeah,
we were struggling for a second game this evening.
we were.
And we just pulled a couple of people in off the street just to sort of see what's going on and say, do you know what, we do this little thing called X-Wing, and we do a little thing called playing games on a Tuesday.
We do.
And would you like to have a go at it? And they both said, yeah, we'll have a go at it. So we got some kind of hobo in with some guy with a load of pigtails, and I'll flip this over now, and you will see that on a Tuesday Night Fly Casual, and I mean Fly Casual, we have the world champ Simeon
do.
Dellapina and the first ever European champ Rasta Maice.
Rasta Maice.
Who? So
Lots of love for
Si
Ryan
said,
coming
there
in.
he is. There he is. Oh my days. So Clone 1205, who I must little segue, is actually my favourite of all the clones.
He is, yeah. He is, we won't go
Says
back into
Ryan Sharpe
discussing
Claus.
the actor that played him again.
Ryan Sharpe Claus, is that like the kind of the cat type
Yeah.
clause?
Lots of love for Ryan coming in
Lots of
from the
love for
internet
Ryan,
tonight. You've made a lot
yeah.
of friends this weekend, Ryan.
Yeah,
I
like
think
it.
so.
You
Yeah.
had some good comments and some good feedback as well
Yeah.
from Adam Pye
Adam Jones.
Yeah. Who you played at the weekend, and he said that you were very.
Yeah, he
Yes,
said
he
you were
was.
and-
He was
From
flying
Birmingham.
defenders, wasn't he?
I'm not sure, but he
Pretty sure.
he was dressed in white, which is very nice.
was.
Oh, knock on.
You
You may
if
enter.
you're happy for them to go.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Let's X-Wing! So yeah, they've started the timer, which is
That's
good.
fine. That means we don't have to.
That means we don't have to.
That's
yeah.
very good. Yeah.
So Ryan, welcome to the booth.
Thank you for having me, guys.
That's
Welcome
all right.
back to the
Welcome back
booth.
to the because you were
Yes.
commentating on the last game on
Yeah.
Sunday, weren't you?
I managed to end up Sunday playing and commentating on the
No.
stream all in one day.
It's nothing like being a bit greedy, is it?
I know.
No,
Yeah.
no, nothing at all.
So, Sim's running Defers again. Respect. Now, I've spoken to Rasta outside, and Rasta has a little message for you, Charles. And he says that Sim is using your Alt-R Death Rain card
He
this
is.
evening.
He is.
Oh.
He's playing against me tonight. Yeah.
And the photo or the picture of you in that card pose, let's say, Rasta said that he has no room left on the wall of the man cave to put that up, which is a bit sad, really. However, you'll be happy to know that he has it on his bedside table, and he says goodnight to it every single night. Legit. He
Is that
actually
for real?
said that to me out there.
Is
He
that
says,
for
tell
real?
Charles.
So he has
that-
Charles's
yeah.
picture on his bedside table.
Yeah. And next time I
Every
go
night.
round, he's going to
Love
invite
it.
me to sort of see it, so it's
Love
not
it.
actually just internet speak, you know.
Excellent. So Rasta's. So let's talk about this.
Yeah,
Talk about this.
do
So this
it,
is the list
do
that
it.
Rasta flew at the weekend. So he's flying Rex Labrath, Inner Defender, with Duke and Collision Detector. Some very humble person told him about Collision Detector on his Defender, and he's played it. He's played it ever since, hasn't he?
Do you know, you're very.
He did horrible
You
things
are
to
you are
didn't
very
you?
humble.
So I am
You know-
very humble.
So here's a little tip,
Yeah.
right? So whenever Tim's saying something and he starts the sentence with a little humble or some
Some person.
innocuous person, it always means him.
Yeah, all right. I am that transparent.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
does. You are correct. So he's running Rex Labrath with Duke and Collision Detector.
Yep.
He is running Darth Vader with Supernatural Reflexes, Fire Control System, and Afterburners. So that Darth Vader is going to be very squirrely and very hard to get hold of. And in Sim's list, he is running Whisper with Duke, Collision Detector, Darth Vader. We've not seen that Whisper before, have we? No? That's quite an original Whisper. What do we think?
Who puts Darth Vader on Whisper?
Nobody puts Darth Vader on Whisper, do they? I mean...
No.
No?
It's a purely thematic choice.
I imagine nobody flies it like Sim does. Let's give him that accolade.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
So, and then supported by Echo with Duke, Collision Detector, and 000. And Death Rain. So Charles, so Mr. Birkhold's boy himself, Death Rain, with Trajectory Simulator, Barrage Rockets, Proton Bombs, Seismic Chargers, and Ablative Plating. So
It all seems a bit meta to me.
yeah, it is very meta. So Rasta came in heavy with an opening I've seen him use before, where he 4K'd that defender, and then 4K'd back to get a good read on where his opponent's going. There's still lots of board in between that defender and Sim's list, and he can hard 3 out if he needs to. Yes, I agree.
So just sorry, hi, Will Pinter's just joined us. Hi Will, how you doing?
Yeah, well, hello, Will. Yeah,
And
Will.
a gentleman also by the name of Ryan has joined us, but I didn't quite
Ryan
catch his
Randall.
Ryan
Randall, yeah.
Hi Ryan,
That's that.
thanks for joining us.
That's that steel trap coming back again.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But yeah, ablative plating. Let's talk about ablative plating. Is it for cowards?
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan? What do you think?
No, I don't.
It's the poor man's collision detector.
Yes, but he can't take Collision Detector and Traj
If you need
Sim.
Traj Sim, then you've got to go with the ablative.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what he is using that for is it gives him a lot of options in terms of where he can drop a bomb to and what final position he can take after his manoeuvre.
Yep.
And he can do that twice a game. And
But he's
he
not.
can fly over a rock, roll the dice, and then decide if he wants to use his...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which
his
is
ablative
exactly
plates as well.
how I use it when it's on NIM.
So, one thing as well
Oh,
that Mankit Lou did at Coruscant, which was absolutely phenomenal,
Yeah.
was to he did this with Redline. So he dropped a seismic charge onto a rock, then K-turned his Redline onto the rock, used ablative plating to stop the damage, both of the damage from the rock and the bomb,
And got a shot.
and then the asteroid goes away, and he can shoot his torpedo.
yeah.
So Sim knows about that trick, and you may see it in this game. So yeah, absolutely
cool.
awesome.
So it's a father and son. Rasta wants me to put it out there as a Luke and Vader type standoff, like a Battle of the Titans. But
Well, they deliberately don't play each other very often, don't they? Because
Nowadays,
Yeah, that's
right,
yeah.
definitely.
But we would rather go with the Django Boba Fett type thing.
yeah, the clone definitely.
Yeah, but especially
the
with
mini Rasta.
especially with the helmets on to cover their faces.
So there's that hard 3 from Rexler turning away from the incoming Phantoms.
Yeah, he doesn't
Sim,
want to know.
Sim knew that was coming and has moved. I'm going to say Echo.
Echo's at the top, yeah.
Oh, it's Echo at the top. Oh, so it's Whisper. So he's moved Whisper
Yeah.
back to his left. He's covering the direction that Rexler is moving in, while still having Echo coming in from behind.
I think we'll see a good sort of 5-10 minutes worth of positional
definitely.
play here to
Yeah,
make sure
I mean,
that they get the engagement right.
That being said, though, Sim's pretty aggressive with those Phantoms, and he's already putting a net out. He's already spreading his ships.
Yeah.
At any point, those ships could converge their arcs on a given area of the board.
Yeah.
And
So
Rexler or Vader could take some heavy
that's the
fire.
thing about watching Sim fly. He flies those ships. He does fly those ships quite aggressively, but he never lets them get too far apart from each other.
No,
So he's always got that focus fire coming back in if needed.
he does. Yeah.
So while they're doing this sort of thing, I would like to bring Ryan into this, and I would like to say how great it was to see you put a U-wing back on the table.
Yes, I've not flown for a while.
No, you said in our group chat that it was inspired by Ian Wardle.
Yes.
So just talk to us about that.
Well, he brought a list to the tournament on Sunday that had the Cassian and Braylon combo,
Yeah.
and I saw that, and it clicked.
Yeah.
I hadn't the frustration I had with the U-wing is it's a good support ship,
Yeah.
but I hadn't.
Rasta shown us his Nerf herder
I know, I'm very
barrel
jealous.
template.
Oh, I know
Rasta
Rasta Ash one. Look at that.
Brilliant.
It's such a self-promotional.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Sorry.
Ryan.
The frustration I had with the U-wing.
Evening, Paul.
Evening, Paul.
Evening, Paul.
Is it's a great support ship, but I couldn't find what to support.
Yeah.
But Braylon is it.
Yeah,
So
you enjoying
Braylon
so
is
the,
it.
the naked Braylon
Excellent.
with obviously the link barrel roll to give him the stress.
Yeah.
You know, I played against that at a tournament in Derby.
And we saw you failing barrel rolls
Yes.
in that last game.
I didn't work out I could do that till I got to the
stress.
point.
Yeah.
I was like, I can barrel roll into Cassie and not go anywhere.
That then still gives you the stress.
Yeah, they
It
get
does
the
still give you
stress.
yeah.
And I was like, it suddenly, but I put them on side each other and just clicked that could happen.
Yeah, yeah.
I hadn't realised till they actually sat next to each other on the board.
Yeah.
But I had tried to build lists of B-Wings in beforehand, but I didn't quite understand them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I couldn't work out what upgrades I wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, nothing seemed worth taking, so I just didn't take the whole ship. But actually, just a naked B-Wing is great.
So now you've started to fly the B-Wings.
Yeah.
We've got to call you JR B-Wing now.
Maybe.
Oh dear.
JR Boo
I could be UB40.
Yeah,
JR
UB4
Upwing.
JB40.
JR Upwing.
No, because you.
Oh, UB40,
Yeah, UB.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
There you
that.
go.
Red UB40. UB.
Who you wing and a B wing, and
How can I get the 40 on the list? How can I get that?
just give us a quick blast of red wine.
Forlon with 000. 4-0.
Yeah,
It won't work. It's cross faction.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So, Rasta and I did a lot of talking about this topic over the last game. You know, you said we're going to have a lot of dancing around. Sim's gone for combat straight away.
Oh
I
right.
thought he might do
Yeah.
that, yeah, just
So
bank
it-
them in very aggressively and pin
So I did a lot of talking about this topic, and Rasta was very vocal. But what is it that you are excited for in Wave 2 and 3?
Well, for me, I am excited for a couple of things in Wave 2.
Yep.
And that is the Mining Guild tie.
Yes.
Because I think I'm
Excellent.
looking at
Yeah.
some of the pilot abilities on
Yeah.
those. They fit well into scum lists,
Yeah.
and I'm a scum player.
And
Go on.
Andrea is a massively underutilised piece that Scum have at the minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of Drea
So-
Mining Guild
So
swarms.
Drea with Mining Guild ties
Yeah.
is going to be.
I think
pretty
they're going to be
impressive.
quite cheap as well. You
Mm.
know.
I think you
They're TIE fighters, but slightly worse.
Yeah, but
In
they
some ways,
could
but slightly
just
better in other
they
ways.
just
So
ignore.
they'll be
ignore
20
rocks.
something.
Yeah.
They'll probably be cheaper than a quad.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you can have weird things where you can potentially move your Mining Guild tie onto an asteroid
Yes.
in front of a ship, and then use your Jakku gunrunner to barrel roll that enemy ship onto the rock in front of your TIE fighter.
Yeah.
And your TIE fighter's not bothered, and they bump into the TIE fighter, stay on the rock, and you can shoot at things behind it.
Yeah.
That could be pretty cool.
Yeah, that could be
you
pretty
know,
cool.
supported by
Oh,
Drea
God.
and all of her shenanigans.
The
So-
the second thing that Sim's obviously got a text. Let's see if we can zoom in on that.
Enhance!
Enhance.
I remembered.
Yeah.
Enhance.
It's like
CSI,
we're,
I will go
we're in
and remind
some,
him
some
that he's,
American cop drama.
Yeah,
Come
she
and
remember he's
talk-
broadcasting
Yeah,
his
just go and tell
conversation.
him, you
Tell
know,
us
that
what you're excited.
we-
Tell us what you're excited.
Yeah,
about.
so and the other thing that I'm excited about is the first order conversion kit.
Yes.
So when 2.0 hit, my financial situation isn't the best. So I decided at that point that I'm going to be getting rid of everything that isn't scum. But I'm going to keep hold of my first order stuff because I love flying Kylo and I love flying the shuttle, although it wasn't competitive in 1.0.
Yep.
And so I've only got the 5 ships. Did someone say Guild TIE Squad?
Yeah.
Hi John, how
Mr.
you
TIE
doing?
Fighter.
So I am excited for putting maybe some TIE SFs and some TIE FOs on the board with the shuttle.
Yep.
TIE SFs look really good.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
maybe
On paper at least.
the one TIE SF, one TIE FO, and Kylo.
Yep.
And then I'll take Omega Leader. Or
Well,
whatever.
Omega
It's at
Leader's a
midnight
6 now.
Yeah, is it midnight?
Well, midnight,
Yeah,
but the
midnight,
subtext is Omega Leader anyway.
Yeah.
So
and we know who they mean.
yeah.
yeah. So midnight.
That one.
Midnight, quick draw, and Kylo. I think with if
If that fits, it's going to be.
if the
pretty
dials
terrifying.
haven't been hit too hard, I still think that might be a thing. So
Yeah, definitely. And there seems to be two very distinct faction identities or themes coming out of the First Order, which is they've got these kind of heavy, punchy control ships,
Yeah.
a bit like Scum do, where they're either saying, you know, you can't see me, or I'm going to, well, potentially, because we don't know what the dark side does. You know,
are we back to John Cena again?
yeah, you can't see me. No, where there are, you know, they're either going to be Kylo in, and they're going to be saying take a panicked pilot or take a blinded pilot crit, or they're saying you can't modify your dice, or they're saying if you shoot me, I'm going to shoot you back with you know some modified dice, and you're not going to like that. And then we see the other side, which is the side you're talking about, which is the generics backed up by being able to deploy further onto the board, receiving extra tokens, getting coordinated from Rex, from hooks.
I'm excited to see hooks on the board.
From hooks,
you know. So, what about you, Ryan? What's your thing about about Wave 2? Sorry,
all three,
maybe.
Well, I tend to follow the good guys more often, so I'm more interested in the Resistance.
No. They're not the good guys. They're the
They're not
terrorists.
the good guys.
Empire.
No.
Yeah, the Empire.
No.
Really?
No.
You're confusing
Don't be
me.
the Empire.
Okay, so so the good guys. So Resistance, Rebels, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
So-
just a second.
Yeah.
Rexler lost 4 shields that round.
What?
Yeah, 4 shields, and we missed that.
Echo lost 2.
Sim hit hard. You know.
Yep.
But I don't. You know, with George flying these things, then 4 shields is.
Yeah, he's waiting for that rocky
He's
music.
doing that. He's doing
to
that.
cue in.
Yeah, he's just doing that brushy shoulder thing.
Oh,
yes.
Whatever.
the
You know,
Luke
I'll
shoulder
sort that
brush.
off. Yeah.
Definitely.
So talk to us about Resistance. Do you know a lot about the Resistance in 2.0?
Sim's just got a call from his mum. Just saw that come up on screen.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Well, I was never very good at flying Poe.
Just had to pause the game for a minute. He needs
Yeah.
to have a poo-poo.
Okay. So we're going to pause the timer. Yeah. Oh, it's paused.
But honestly, game's pretty much over right there.
It was a big combat phase.
Oh,
What happened to your shields?
It was
Yeah,
huge.
he got them all. He got them all. He was just in range 2. That boost I thought would just keep me outside range 2 of Vader.
Yeah.
I should have just focused. I knew it. The minute I did it, I knew I should have just focused. Take 2 shots would have meant nothing.
Yeah, and gone.
Yeah, and gone.
Just ask for a
It
tap
was my
back.
own fault.
Yeah.
Take back. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And Simeon.
Yeah, it's a casual
Remember
Tuesday,
I
isn't
said
it, mate?
like everyone at Warlords is not gamey.
Fly casual on Tuesday night. There you go.
So Salty, right, brothers, I'm off. Love watching, listening to you both. Going to carry on watching Clone Wars. Hope to see you all the weekend. Absolutely,
So-
for Ashley Taylor's tournament.
So hopefully without a
Yes.
4th interruption, what are you looking forward to in Wave 2 or 3?
Yeah. Okay. So, a bit of Resistance would be good to get back on the table.
Yep. And what specifically in the Resistance? What are you known for flying in the
Well, I
Resistance?
flew the Resistance bombers for a long time.
You
Good.
did.
I did.
Could you get a U-wing in that list?
Not anymore.
Saw a U-wing.
No, not anymore.
No, that's Rebel.
Oh yeah.
Not anymore.
Sorry.
I could before.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it, the kind of the good thing and bad thing about it is, in 1.0, if you're using bombs, you had to have Sabine, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't not.
No.
The card was unbelievably good.
Yeah.
But now, Resistance, there ain't no Sabine.
Yeah.
There ain't none of that nonsense.
Yeah.
3 BSFs.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Just,
So now the third ship doesn't have to be a Sabine carrier, just more BSFs.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
fine.
with Trudson.
Yeah,
So you
absolutely.
get helped out with Rose's sister. What's the
Paige.
Paige. So as a gunner or a crew.
Yeah, I can't remember what the
Yeah.
cards
So
do.
and she.
But there's plenty of
she-
room to fit thematic choices in, which is what I'm all
Yeah,
about.
but she allows you to either make an attack or drop a bomb. I think.
Yeah, I can't remember
yeah,
what the trigger is though.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, but
But to
just
do that,
any-
to do that out of sequence is always
Yeah, it lets you set up some double bombs, and if we
Yes.
still have, I can only think of him as Bob because that's what the crates refer to him as, and I can't remember his name
Oh,
now.
I don't
It's
know.
really
like Crimson
Specialist.
the specialist.
the one who, the bomb
Yes.
touches the base.
That's right. Yeah.
That
so to
ability-
Do that, so to do that with him is going to be pretty good.
See,
Yeah.
that was probably my favourite pilot ability in 1.0 because
Yep.
I don't think it was broken at all. It was just
No.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about that ability is it's all well and good, but when a game gets really close, really important, when you've got a bomb that can be dropped in infinite places,
Yeah.
it's hard to decide.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So-
oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
you end up slowing the game down a little bit sometimes.
Okay. So going back to the original question, with that in mind, is ablative plating for cowards?
I was about to say
Oh
the
god,
exact
no.
same
Well,
thing, Steve.
it's old deflected plating, isn't it? And deflected plating was
Amazing.
amazing. I had some games I would line 2 bombers up, double trash them, chase it. They both lose deflative immediately, and you get kind of sad. Then you'd have the games where deflated plating lasts for 6 bombs, and you're just like, yes, my bomber can take it all.
Yeah. So
I kind of miss that. And,
Yeah.
and I think they've sort of got away from cards like that where it's on a dice roll. Whereas now with the charge system, you got more consistency.
Yeah.
So you and your opponent both have a better idea of what to expect from the level of your card with the blades plates and having just 2 charges.
Yeah.
You know, it can't just keep going for the whole game.
No, you're right.
But you can't lose it immediately either. So you know,
Yeah, so it's balanced it.
you can plan for it.
So Paul Spurgeon, I'm looking forward to this coming weekend too. It's a long trip to you guys, but very worthwhile one. It's for a good cause.
Yes.
So we're
Good to
really
have you
happy.
back, Paul.
We're really happy to have you here, mate.
Yeah.
You know, last time you came up,
I played against Paul that day.
Yeah,
I had an amazing game with him.
You and your son were an absolute credit.
They
So
were.
we just like to say that, and you're welcome back any time. You know, as with
Absolutely.
everyone that comes through our doors at Warlords.
Definitely,
you know,
yeah.
it's
All
really
come
really good.
back and see us.
So talking about wave 2 and 3, James Finlayson, we kind of didn't pick up
Oh,
on
didn't-
it in the
was
last
good.
game.
Oh,
Right?
right. Okay.
So wave 2 and 3, he was talking about the droids.
Yeah.
Oh, the draw.
So the separatists and the droids.
I'm quite looking forward to
Right, so he
separatists.
posed. We didn't sort of pose a question as such, but what he did was saying, you know, what if they give
He
Grievous
did.
a focus or a calculate? Which one would it be?
Focus.
Focus, he is organic.
Well, specifically his brain.
Yes.
Whereas
Yeah.
Guri
Yeah.
and although we haven't seen a pilot Lobot, but they have droid brain,
Yes.
and Grievous is like the sort of progenitor to Darth Vader, so I can see him getting a
Yes.
focus, perhaps with some way to gain a calculate or to pass out calculates or
Yeah,
to be a
that'd be
linchpin,
cool.
really.
How about his ability being, right? Because I don't know what his ability is.
Yeah.
But just going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
what
yeah.
you just said. When you perform a focus action, you gain a calculate.
That would be pretty cool. I like that.
Maybe.
My favourite suggestion
Bit
that I've
powerful,
seen
though.
on the internet for Grievous's ability is when attacking, roll 1 additional red dice for each flight peg that you are on. So, and after destroying a ship, take one of its flight pegs and add it to your base. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, that seems pretty.
Oh, it's very
pretty good.
characterful, isn't it? Yeah, I quite
it's
like
good.
that.
Mr. P. Nolan just joined us evening. Just going through my Rebel conversion kit. Happy me.
Brilliant. Yeah,
So,
well
good.
done. Yeah.
Enjoy flying Rebels, dude.
Yeah, and there has been no greater feeling in 2.0 than opening a conversion kit.
Do you remember how messy the store was first
Do
week?
you,
Yeah,
do,
it
do you
was
know
amazing.
what?
It was nuts,
the
wasn't
thing
it?
about the conversion
Amazing.
kit is,
It was
and there's
wonderful.
absolutely no punches pulled,
Yeah.
was how much stuff do you get in a conversion
It was
kit?
amazing, wasn't it?
It is incredible. You could fly ships that you hadn't even bought. You know, just stick the card on a base and fly it. It doesn't
Well, I'm
matter
not
about
sure I
having the model.
ever flew a B-wing
No,
before today.
yeah, and you did all right with it. You beat.
It's pointy shooty, isn't it? It's not.
It's
Super Luke.
See, that's a real technical term, which
Yeah.
I like. It's pointy shooty.
Yeah, but you just. The thing is, with a B-wing, right? It's not as complicated as, say, flying Darth Vader or Rex Labrath
Yeah,
or Whisper or Echo.
yeah.
You know, you point the arc, you shoot the guns. You don't have to do much more than that. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, see, we're talking about
This is going to be
droids.
quoted a lot.
And this is one of the things that I'm most excited for in wave 3
Yeah.
is the endless chance of
Can we hear that on the street?
that's going. I hope you're picking that up on the stream because everyone is going to be shouting Roger, 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 Roger endlessly over and over again.
That'll be the new barrel.
It will be the new barrel. It will be the new Let's X-Wing,
Oh, will
which
it?
we enjoy at the weekend.
We do, yeah.
We like that.
It's
But
gonna
yeah,
be
the-
fancy around the
I've got to
store.
blame Kay Taniguchi for that.
or that. Yes, you are right, Mr.
Hello there.
Burkhold.
Hello
Yeah.
there.
Well, hello there.
Hello there.
General
Hello
Kenobi.
there. Hello there.
PJ Bright says we can hear it.
Yeah. The negotiator.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
At
going to
least
say.
it isn't. Okay, Dave.
Yeah, oh mate. Yeah,
So-
let's get a Jar Jar. There should be a Jar Jar Binks card,
Yeah.
shouldn't there?
There
Roger,
probably
Roger.
will be.
So
Is that
um,
like, you know, -1 agility, -2 attack
just-
dice?
Yeah, definitely.
Just because you've got him on
Yeah.
your
but it's
ship.
like minus 20 points.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so the droids
Make your ship
all,
terrible.
the droids all sharing calculate tokens, being generally a little bit worse than the TIE fighters, but swarming everywhere. And,
Yes.
and I'm really excited to see lists of a swarm of droid fighters because they're so cheap, with backed up by an ace, because they're going to be that cheap.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to get
Ace
perhaps
plus swarm.
a sixth, maybe seventh ship that isn't
Well,
just another TIE
Interestingly,
fighter,
I think
another
you're going
droid
to be
fighter.
limited to 3 though.
No, so
That's
there's,
only one of
So
the
what-
pilots.
so they have a generic.
Yeah.
And then kind of they have a couple of pilots up that are 2 dots, two dot limited, so you can take 2 of them in a list. And then they have, sorry, the other way around. So the next one is like 3 dot limited, and then they have a 2 dot limited ship. It looks like.
So the better the pilot, the less.
Well, I imagine
it
will be they'll get.
But they'll still be generic.
I imagine they'll get the control node upgrade slot, whatever it's called, and you'll be limited to a certain amount of them in your list. But they can still take generic. They're not limited to just 3 droid fighters. They can take. But while we're on the I keep saying this, but while we're on the topic of that as well, it can't be overstated how much value the new squadron packs are. So if you are looking to get into Republic or Resistance,
the 3 ship packs.
Yeah, the 3 ship packs. You get 2. You get 2 of a generic, and you get an ace in that pack.
You can only get Grievous's ship in that pack, can't you?
So far, you can only get Grievous's ship in that pack, and you can only get the V19,
the V-wing.
It's not quite the V-wing, is it?
Yeah,
but the Torrent, that's the word I'm looking for, in those packs. And if you want to pre-order Wave 2 or 3, go to Steve.
weekendwarlords.co.uk/shop.
Brilliant, and
I got it right that time.
With Weekend.
I didn't go Weekend Warlords forward slap slop.
That's Weekend Warlords, Roger, /.
It's Roger, Weekend Roger Warlords. Warcock.
So Sim is set.
Does not compute.
Sim is back. He's setting dials.
And the timer's off.
Okay, we're away again.
So we're back.
So that was a nice little segue.
It was.
Interlude.
A little Wave 3 hype.
So Wave 2, Wave 3 is available, like we say, on weekendwarlords.co.uk/shop. Now, if you're not near your friendly... I was speaking to John about this on Saturday.
Yep.
When I was commentating with John. And John said, you know what? We don't want people that have got their friendly local gaming store close to them. We don't want their business. But what we do want is for those that are going to look at buying on the internet, why not buy from Warlords? Because, and I alluded to it earlier, it actually gives Ash something to do to back up those things.
Keeps him busy when John's not in the store.
We're as competitively priced as everybody else. However, if you buy cheap online, you're not supporting the bricks and mortar places that we all come to.
No, it's hard. It's definitely an interesting.
So it's not just a Warlords community thing. Buy from Warlords. What it is, it's like, do you know what? If you live in Norwich, buy from Athena. If you live down in Bromley, buy from I Buy War Games or Warbore or somewhere like that. It's actually really, really important that you guys support the places that you actually play.
I agree, because without these places, we don't have thank you Ulfric. We don't have a home, we don't have a place to play these games,
and then these things
to spend time with the people that we do this for, really.
We'd be lost without our home, wouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what would we do? I mean, Rasta posed the question earlier, what would we actually do? Just think about what we would do if we didn't have our places to go.
I'd probably get a lot more done at home.
Oh, really? Yeah, but, your missus would be like, aren't you going to play X-Wing tonight? Yeah, no, I thought I'd stay with you. And she said, no. Aren't you going to play X-Wing tonight?
Yeah.
Well, I've got nowhere to play. Oh, why is that? Because you didn't support your local store? Yeah. Shame on you.
Shame on
shame.
Yeah.
Shame. So hi, Shame. It's that's really important. And so, Mr. Nolan, I'm okay with paying a premium to support the local store. I hope most folks are. We are. We really appreciate the fact that it's not just Warlords above the door that we appreciate, because we really do appreciate that. But we do appreciate the fact that everybody all over the country, if we didn't have so many places to play, we wouldn't have so many places to travel to, so many people, some really good people to meet, within the community.
And they come to meet us as well.
Yeah. So we're absolutely happy to support local stores and support stores that aren't Warlords by going to their events.
Yeah.
So we went to Boards and Swords in Derby.
I really like Boards and Swords.
Yeah, it was a real nice venue. We have been all over the place. We've been up to Beanie Games, for regionals. We've been down to London for regionals. We travel. There's a trip planned down to. Fishy was wearing his t-shirt. down near Plymouth. You know where Captain Rex.
Oh,
and,
Curtin.
Curtin Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a trip planned there at some point
Wow.
in next year.
Yep.
You know, we've got
Might be
good
up for that, yeah.
Adam, who came over from Birmingham. We've said
Yes.
to him we're going to go over.
rival Warlords.
Yeah. So
Is it Warlords and Wizards?
yeah, something like Wizards and Warlords. I think.
Wizards and Warlords.
Yeah.
But you know, we're going to go and show what it actually means to be a warlord.
and
I'm only joking, Adam. You know, but what I'm saying is that, and as I think Charles in the chat on our Twitch stream has put it best, if your local gaming store isn't supported, you ain't got a place to play.
you haven't got a place to play.
No.
You know,
And
so
not only that, but we wouldn't have a world. We would have a world champion, but we wouldn't have this world champion.
no, we wouldn't have this world champion.
Who was
We'd have some
dragged up and raised in the Warlord store.
Yeah, and we'd
Yeah.
have some American guy that doesn't really care about anything but winning. You know, so I don't really know who that is, but
So
Paul Weaver. Anyway, that was a hard one there from Sim.
It was.
It wasn't a hard one. It's just me getting a bit. Warlords in Curtin. I'm there. So Captain Rex is going to be our host for that journey.
Excellent.
Oh, I do.
brilliant.
Yes,
Yeah.
I only met Captain Rex once when he came up, but he was a lovely guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rasta even alluded to him as his X-wing dad.
Yes, we all think of Rasta as our X-wing dad.
Yeah, we
So
do.
I think
So it's a bit weird for him to have one.
Even though he's 3 years younger.
Echo's
than me.
just taken a direct hit and is dead.
Okay, so I don't know what that is, but
No,
there's
he
a
didn't
lot
take-
of there's a
He
lot
took a
of
disabled power regulator. Sorry, they put it up as the wrong crit, so he's not dead. He's on one hull. So Vader just shot at.
what's that?
So Vader just shot at Echo.
Yeah.
and has taken him down.
I
to
think
one
it's-
hull. And we had an excellent call from Rasta. He did a 5 forward, then boost, set himself up for that K turn for next turn, and put distance between all of Sim's list and his defender.
Yeah.
And Vader is just going to take a missile shot from Death Rain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's okay. Sorry, yeah, I'm just reading what Justin Turner's just put, but Rasta's only lost one more shield in that engagement, so I think that's pulled the balance back a little bit. If he can take Echo off the board,
Yep.
you know, I think there's a bit of a chance
Oh yeah,
that he
definitely.
can turn that around.
Yeah.
So Justin Turner,
But he'll be winning the
And,
game.
Sim,
Yeah,
and Sim was saying, Sim's been saying a lot about this list is that actually Echo ends up dying first
Yeah.
most games.
Yeah.
I think it's just because that is the target you will get shots on.
yeah,
And in a list like this, you know, you have to do that. And then the next target that you are going to get shots on is going to be Death Rain.
Yeah.
And then you are left with a Whisper, which is what Sim tries to leverage because he wants that Whisper in the endgame with Vader.
yeah,
Against ships that it can prey upon.
yeah, of course, of course.
Sorry, go back to what.
Yeah, so
Justin
Justin's
said.
put a message in the YouTube channel chat. So have you guys tried out the Rourke and Han Solo gunner combo? It's pretty strong. Can run Rourke next to a fat turret like Lando in the Falcon or Dash. Can shoot Initiative 7 twice at the same arc.
We
What,
had.
what do you think?
I've never tried it.
No, I've not tried it.
You can,
So Rasta's
beyond
played
just
it.
shooting the same arc, I'm pretty sure you can shoot the same
You
target
can
as
shoot
well.
the same target. Yeah.
So that's pretty strong.
Yes.
That is very strong. So Rasta has played it with Dash and Rourke, and getting 2 4-dice volleys from a turret like Lebo or Dash can be pretty strong. I've not seen it with a Falcon, but actually I think Lando is a good shout because you're going to get double mods.
Well, what he's saying there is Rourke makes friendly ship 7, so it should. So the primary and then
Yeah, that's exactly
shoots
right.
Yeah.
primary and then Hans kicks in and shoots primary again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get 2 shots. They can be on the same target, out of the same arc, provided you do it in the right order. And it's I7 before anybody gets a chance to shoot you back. Before Bobber gets his focus tokens, it's pretty good. I think the one downside to the list is that you end up with 2 ships.
Yeah.
And then they can either focus fire on Rourke, and then that takes that second attack away from you unless it's out the opposite arc, or they can try and kill the fat turret quickly if they've got a list that can do that. But I think it's pretty strong. I think it suffers defensively is one of the issues.
Yeah.
Because the turret that you're putting it on. Yeah, yes, you can play Rourke and AP5, Justin. Yeah, you're right. But the turret that you're putting it on lacks manoeuvrability now.
Yeah.
If it wants its dice, if it wants its tokens to modify dice.
Yeah, cool. So thanks for that, Justin. But like I say, if you guys have any questions, which reminds me, someone sent us a question on Facebook.
I said
didn't
we
they?
were going to surprise Ryan with this and come to him first.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
God,
Okay.
What is it?
So, shall we get the exact word in?
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah,
bit of a
you
long
read it
one.
word for
It was
word,
a-
Steve,
it was
and
a long-
I will slowly panic.
It was a long question. Huh?
Love that phone.
I didn't even love my phone.
Photo.
Oh yeah.
My
That's
sons would go mental.
that's my little one. So yeah, there's a picture of my little one on the phone with a PJ mask,
Owlet mask.
owlet mask
Yeah. Last night, just as I'd finished singing the songs that the boys
PJ
get
masks. It's
before
a
they get
PJ
to-
mask.
Yeah, we got a Daddy, ma want PJ masks, Daddy, ma want Owlet cowboy gecko.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Gecko's my favourite.
So he got a bit of a
Oh.
cowboy, owlet, gecko, and then I paused, and this is why I love my children.
Yeah.
And little Ben went, "Let's go!" It was brilliant. I loved it. So yeah, highly recommend PJ Masks. After you've done watching Star Wars, go and watch PJ Masks.
Super
So that's Echo.
Catboy.
Vader just nuked Echo.
Yeah.
That's what my
love it.
little one does when I
love
see
it.
him. Because I don't live with my son, and he's 4. When I knock the door and the door opens, he runs towards me and jumps at me, and he
He's
goes,
Catboy
"Super
right.
Catboy leap!"
Brilliant.
which is great. So yeah, it's awesome. Oh, what's going on? I can't do this on my phone. Okay, so talk amongst yourself. Yeah, exactly. If
Yeah.
I'm the glue that
You
holds
are,
this
aren't you?
together.
I've got absolutely nothing to say now, Steve.
No.
Shaw.
I feel like we should stop commentating immediately.
I think we should. Yeah.
What are you going
No,
to?
so,
are you usurping me?
Charles has just pointed out a good point. So Sim dropped a defensive seismic charge last round to stop Rexler from 4K'ing and boosting back in, and then he's destroyed. He had to choose a rock to destroy, and Charles is saying
just drops
that
another one now, though.
Yeah, but Charles is saying the one that he destroyed makes it
Yeah.
easier for Rexler to hard three in and try and get behind. I think,
But it's the one that
Rasta
didn't
is
damage.
Rasta is just really trying hard to conserve the points from Rexler. He doesn't want Rexler to take 3 hull and die. He's given up 47 points as it is. Vader's going to look to get into position to either harass Whisper or coordinate an attack on Death Rain and get points there. And then you might see another bit of a cage game from Rasta as he tries to conserve the points on both his aces.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got the question.
Oh, go!
So first, I'm going to be doing a little bit of blowing smoke.
Go on then.
Right. So it says Steve Theobald,
It
which
is.
is me.
It is you.
So if you don't know me on Facebook, then please don't add me because I won't accept. Because I'm socially awkward. So Simran Singh, our friend Simran from down south,
Yeah.
he said, "Steve Theobald, been slowly working my way through all 4 hours of last week's stream. Thank you." He didn't say that. That was my interlude.
Oh, right. Last
again.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So good content interspersed with fun as usual. It's nice. It was
We try our best.
Yeah, we do. You and Tim asked for questions for next week. My
did.
question would be discussing how to beat the 3 or 4 ship scum lists that keep playing finals against each other in major events. He goes on to say, Nerf, Herder, Minot, Crossroads and both Warlords finals from this weekend have all been scum versus scum.
They have.
All drawn from the same menu of 6 ships: Palob, Quadjumper, Bobber, Forlom, Fen, Cavil.
Yeah.
Presumably this question is vexing everyone at the minute until January hopefully fixes some of the problems. Thanks for the content. Well, you're welcome for the content, dude. We really enjoyed doing it. Charles Burkholder said, "Fly better," which is a valid thing, I think. So
perhaps not for Simran.
Shall we put Ryan?
I'm not sure there are many
Yeah.
better flyers
No, exactly.
than Simran in the country.
Shall we
So,
put Ryan on the spot?
I think we should.
So how do you beat these 3 and 4 ships?
We
scum
obviously
lists?
we obviously have the answer.
Yeah, of course.
We just want to see if you're right.
Yeah.
So we're going to put you on the spot.
I mean, you just fly some of them, don't you?
So this is me.
you just take.
You just pick some of those 6,
I
don't
think
you?
you're right. I think actually.
how do you
and I
beat
think-
them?
But
So-
I think
No,
actually.
you take some of them.
Yeah, and I think
you beat the other
actually
people with them.
This was one of the answers that I came up with. Is that I think Ryan's got a bit of the correct answer, or partly the correct answer there.
Or-
in that the answers to those problems
So you create-
seem to be in the scum
You
faction.
create a meta which is totally unenjoyable to fly.
No, I
against.
wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say it's
No,
unenjoyable.
you take a very
fly
thematic list and take
No,
the
I
moral
flew against
victory.
scum
Yeah,
lists.
take the moral.
I flew against
Moral.
scum lists all
So
weekend.
Mr. Broughton is saying
Oh,
Forlom is predictable.
I don't think he is.
I disagree.
I totally
I
disagree.
totally disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
Not in my hands with advanced sensors. It's not predictable. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We have just had somebody else walk in, slam the door,
Damn straight.
and
Very
it,
sneaky.
it is another one of our bona fide commentators
Yeah.
for the X-Wing, and it's our Sunday commentator, and it's Arfon. Hi,
Arfon
Arfon.
James. Hello, Arfon.
How do?
Say hello to the internet.
Hi, internet.
Yeah.
He didn't wave.
So, well,
What, on this audio-only
Exactly.
broadcast?
Tim waves all the time. He goes, "Hi, internet," and he waves
I
violently.
do.
Well, if you
like
wave
it, I
loud
do.
enough,
That's right.
they'll hear.
They'll hear.
If you-
Yeah. Oh, I never thought
Do you
about
know
trying
what?
that one. I might try a little.
Do you know what? That is
little
the
audio
best
wave.
quote of the evening.
It is. If you wave hard-
wave hard enough,
if
they
you-
can hear.
If you build it, they will.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I think.
Maybe we could pose that question to Arthur.
Well, I think Ryan's point stands in that the scum ships that we're seeing don't actually like a taste of their own medicine. Forlom doesn't want a second stress. Paylob doesn't like stress at all. If you are second player, you can go into a situation which we saw Ashok do at the weekend, which is where you have no tokens at all.
Yeah.
You take a target lock and you steal their Paylob's focus.
Yes.
Because you don't because you don't have one of your own to steal.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of answers to scum in scum.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Simran said this on the same thread as well. He thinks that it's hard. Thank you, Jeff. It's
Jeff's
hard.
waving back.
It's hard.
Ridiculous. Outrageous.
It's hard to fly Whisper against those lists because
Yep.
between jam and stealing tokens, they can take a lot of the tricks off
Yeah.
of Whisper and give him
Yeah.
a bit of a hard time.
So just going back,
It's
it's Paul Broughton, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's P. Broughton, so I'm going to call you Paul. If it's
PJ
wrong, please
Brown.
tell me.
It's PJ.
So
Brown.
what he's saying is that I think that's part of the problem of it being predictable is if you don't put that 2-point upgrade to give you that white barrel roll
Yep.
on Forlom,
Yep.
that he does become very predictable.
He does it. Oh no, but he's missed
Yeah.
on Saturday
There is
all day
something
long.
really
Yeah.
satisfying
Yeah.
about Advanced Sensors barrel roll 2K.
Oh, it's missed on
it's
the title
just-
all day long.
You know,
all
you can
day
do
long.
it because it's a medium-based ship. It moves slightly further than a normal ship.
It does.
And it's actually really cool. And that arc is quite wide on a medium-based ship.
Yep.
So you know that 2K is just such a nice. That's what makes the ship, I think.
Oh yeah, the 2K is brilliant, and the 4K.
Peter,
and the 4K.
Peter, there we go. I knew
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that.
So one thing was discussing with Sim on this topic as well is Sloane.
What, the world champion?
Yeah, with the world champion. So is Sloane. So one thing you could do is you have your Sloane character. So for those that don't know, Sloane is
There's
a
collision
10-point
detector coming in.
10-point upgrade for Empire crew that says when you're attacking against a ship that's stressed, you can re-roll. So ships at range 0 to 3 of the Sloane carrier attacking a stressed ship can re-roll an attack dice. It also says that when a ship at range 0 to 3 of the Sloane carrier is destroyed, the ship that destroyed it in combat gets 2 stress tokens. So one thing you can do is fly 4 fairly cheap Empire ships backed up by a Sloane carrier that sits right at the back as far away as it can get and still cover all of its own ships.
I just want to say I think Vader's in trouble.
Might
yeah.
be.
Depends on how much he moves that bomb. You might be right then. It's definitely not range 1 now.
Achievement unlocked cheating on the crew.
So, I mean, he's got shields. He's not taking a shot from. I think he's got to take a.
He's
got to
taking
take
one
focus.
for
Block
Whisper.
with to block Vader crew.
Yeah, he's got to take a focus to block.
Anyway, sorry.
So, and then he doesn't care because he'll have force. what was I saying? Sloane. Yeah, so you can take 4 ships, and then you can meet the scum lists on a joust, particularly if they're playing Forlom, because if they stress themselves at all with Forlom, like, and they kill one of yours, then they're getting double stress on one of their ships, which Paylob doesn't like, Forlom doesn't like, the Gunrunner doesn't like because it can't track to beam.
Put it where you like.
Yeah. So none of those ships particularly like being double stressed. And so they have to spread their damage, or they have to just suck up the double stress. And then when you're attacking back, if you have 3 to 4 ships with focus and 3 attack dice, and rerolls against Forlom because he's stressed himself, you can take Forlom out of the picture and remove him before he even gets to fire.
So 2 years and a crit gone into the Punisher there.
I think Vader chose to take a damage from himself, essentially, because he's still got the focus token.
Yeah, he took a Vader damage and the bomb damage.
Interesting.
So, I know you walked in halfway through, Arfon, so we were just talking about how we beat the top table list at the moment, which all seem to be scum.
My trick is that I don't.
Okay, cool. And do you know what? That's absolutely my trick as well, so maybe we need to change our repertoire.
Yeah,
come up with some
need
different
to
tricks.
put some of those good things on.
So, okay, that's cool. So,
what do you think?
What do I think? I mean, I fly competitively. I fly Nim, Forlom, and Palom.
Yep.
Right now,
so you're part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem, but only 2/3 part of the problem because
enough.
Nim wasn't in Simran's list. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to dine out on that for the next 10 minutes. So look at all the crits. Sorry, let's detract. Look at the crits that's gone through on Death Rain. So damage sense array, panic pilot, and stun pilot.
I mean, that's what
Death Rain got sandwiched.
I mean, that's just what Vader does. Like, he will just deal crits all day long, and Rexler's turning up your damage cards.
So I played Fishy on Sunday.
Yes.
And Fish is obviously one of the best players in the country.
He's amazing.
And we had a really close game, which was cool. And he was flying the 4-ship scum list.
Yep.
So he was flying Quadjumper, Palob, Cavill, and Forlom.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a list I knew quite well.
Oh, was it the same as
yeah,
yours?
it was. Yeah, he was flying exactly the same.
And we had no combat for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then it just went crazy. So
what was he doing? So, because one of the things I actually thought about was that, so in the list that you played, because we played on stream last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
So in the list that you played, what you did very, very wisely was that you shut off a jousting lane with a bomb, and I decided whether I wanted to take that bomb. And I think that 4-ship scum lists in particular don't want to commit to a lane that is going to get a bomb in it.
Yeah.
Like and they don't have much choice.
So
like if you can shut off one lane and come in on a lane that does not favour them, then that's another option as well. And Nim is pretty good at doing that. The thing
that I noticed was we were both, and again in the game against you on stream last week, and again against Fish, I was trying to make my opponent, i.e. you or Luke, commit to that engagement.
Yep.
And Luke wouldn't commit to that engagement.
Yep.
So there was 4 or 5 turns, and Forlom was still bumped up to the back edge of the board. So I think with the scum list, I struggle when it comes in and like super kind of aggressive players.
Yep.
I really struggle because it doesn't give me time to get those focuses on Palob. It doesn't give me time to do proper repositioning with Forlom to get the best kind of engagement.
So you're talking like the Boba Fett.
Yeah. So for me, So for me, and I know I'm not the best pilot in the world, but what I do know is I'd like to think that I know how to fly my ships. Maybe I make the odd mistake here and there, and that's what I need to work on to get better at the game. However, if you go full throttle and engage those scum lists, they don't like it. You know, if they've got a quad in the list, slightly different. You have to maybe slow roll it a little bit, because if that gets into range 1 to you, then you're in trouble. You know, and if you can take that quad out first, then that gives you a better chance, I think.
I think that's one of the biggest issues with the list, is that it's just panic piloted.
Rex is a mean guy.
So I think that's one of the biggest problems with the list, is that there's no good targeting priority.
Yeah,
there is no good target priority. Like like in,
Well, I mean,
in
you
those
nuked
lists
the quad
because-
jumper.
Well, four. If you
yeah, but
focus,
then if there's a second one, if there's Palob, if
Yeah.
there's Forlom,
That's
if there's
true.
Boba Fett,
If you
like,
focus
they're all
fire-
I don't
targets
usually
that
get
you
that
wanna
far, though,
that you
Tim.
want to take off the table pretty
Yeah.
quickly. You killed all but one ship when we
Yeah, that's true.
on Saturday. My first game. So for those that don't know, my first game on Saturday was against Ryan,
Yeah.
and Cavill was dead in one round of engagement. And then, because
No,
he died to console fire the round
yeah,
after.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
put the
then
ghost in front of all 4 of his ships and was like, "Oh, I could reinforce." Nah, total cavalry.
Yeah, I quickly lost
That
all
hurt
of
me.
all of my
That hurt
all of my
Cavill.
ships bar Palob. Yeah, so you did all right.
It was really good fun, that game. I felt like I love that ghost list, but it doesn't have game against a list that's that organised. There's a lot of inefficiencies in my list.
I think that's
There's-
definitely part of the
But
problem.
for the sake of theme.
But no,
that's
but
fine.
I don't mean specifically with your list. I think those ships are so efficient
Yeah.
that a lot of lists are struggling because they aren't as efficient as that
Yeah.
list. So like you said, they're just a little bit under the curve, just a little bit not quite there where they need to be in order to take on those levels of efficiency. One thing I can tell you Boba Fett does not like is tractor beam tokens.
Yep.
If you can reduce his
that's
agility in any way, he's not going to be benefiting from those rerolls, and his health will disappear.
But again, that's
very
the solution
quickly.
for.
But that's in Scum.
Is in
But
Scum.
it isn't because
Right,
you've got Wedge.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
Wedge. Is,
So you've got Wedge and
but
you've
Wedge
got,
goes pop.
but you've got
quite
things.
quickly.
You've got things like roll
But
in.
we all know Wedge is better than Luke, right?
Yeah, definitely. So you've got.
I love him more.
Yeah. There
So
you go.
you've also got things that can roll more dice than he can cope with. So if he is at range 1 on multiple ships, if he takes 4
We saw in the
damage-
final, Fen Rao range 1 was horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's more.
So
Scum again.
Charles.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Charles has put a good comment there. So 4 ship scum equals control, 4 ship imps equals firepower, and 4 ship rebel equals synergy. I agree. I do agree with that.
Well, I think that's the different factions sort of
my-
identities coming out, isn't it?
It is definitely, yeah. But you know my thoughts on
Which is
synergy.
cool.
I mean, I don't know how clear I've tried to make them, but I don't necessarily see synergy as combos. So I see Rebel more as the 4-ship Rebel more as combo. So you're talking about like Janors adding attack dice.
Yeah, but
to
I mean,
this and that.
when I think about synergy, and I watched a game on the Minox stream when
Yep.
they had their tournament.
Yep.
Well, this guy had Biggs, so that's the guy that can pass off damage or, take damage.
Yeah,
once.
definitely, yeah.
And 3 other, I forget the pilot names, but
Yep.
they all had selfless.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
what happened
cracking
was
list.
it absolutely, you would slam the focus fire into one of
Yep.
the X-wings,
Yep.
and what they would do, they would just give it out.
They just
So
ping it out.
what would have killed that X-wing
Yep.
twice
Yep.
has now then give damage to everything else in the ship. All right, you may have got half points on a couple of them,
Yep.
but it's actually better than losing one and then losing half on another one.
Yeah, I mean, I see.
And that's the synergy I consider.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
I'm
I
flying
see
against
synergy
rollers.
as ships that can play play redundancy for each other's roles.
Yeah.
So I mean, 4-ship Scum is amazing at doing that.
Yes.
So it's just as bad to be at range 1 of Forlom as it is to be at range 1 of Palob.
Yeah.
Or the Gun Runner. Yeah, or the turret from Cavill.
Yeah.
So they have lots of abilities that overlap each other that don't. There's nothing happening. There's nothing clever happening with their abilities. Nothing says, "Oh, if I do X, I can do Y after that."
Yeah.
They just have abilities that overlap each other and cover the strengths and compensate for the weaknesses of each other's.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of. I tried to fly it before this weekend and I couldn't fly it, but I'm a big fan of 4-ship Rebels.
Yeah.
I think 4-ship Rebels is a strong archetype that we could do with seeing more of.
And I think when they re-evaluate the points, you might see that become a little bit stronger.
Yeah, and you might see 4-ship Scum come down a bit in power. They might have to drop a few upgrades, or they might end up not being able to
I think
fit
in
the 4
January
ships that they
Scum are
want
going to be Scum and Punishers. Scum as a whole and Punishers are going to be the ones that you'll see a lot of the movement and the points on.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot of times.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think.
Go on.
I've lost my train of thought.
That's fine. Let's
carry on. Yeah.
So we've kind of. I hope that's answered the question, Sin. Because
in a roundabout way.
in a roundabout sort of way, but
Got us going.
the answers are never really that simple, you know, because it all depends.
Ooh, that is exactly what I was going to say. So I was talking to Simeon before we started streaming tonight, and after he'd whooped me. So
no change there, really.
Well, no. So we were saying actually the beauty of 2.0 is put stuff on the table.
Yeah.
Like if you think your list is really good against all the 4-ship scum variants out there, try it out. Like I've just proposed a list that was 4 generic ships and Sloan. You know, put that on the table and try it out. And if you are listening, you know, do that and come back and tell us whether that works. I mean, one of us might end up putting that on the table at some point as we're playing on Tuesday.
And that kind of leads in quite nicely, because what I was saying on Sunday, after seeing pretty much not every list, but over half the lists in the room were this scum archetype.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Right. So, and it was a little bit disheartening to see that so early in a 2.0 reboot. Right.
Yeah.
So I posed the question to a few people while we were having our lunch, and that was, you know, it's just a simple question of why do you play? So, why do you play? Do you play to win? So that means you have to fly those lists to be competitive, or do you play for fun and try different things to then find out what else could come?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So Simran has just tuned in.
After you've given him your very long complicated
just as we
answer.
finished discussing the topic he asked us to discuss.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, excellent.
Do you want that whole conversation again?
No, I think we're going to say nothing more on the matter.
Always
Move on.
late to the party, Simran.
Yeah, I think we're going to say nothing more on the matter.
What can we do?
And move in. And it is what a match to tune into.
So we've got a bit of admin and a bit of housekeeping to do. So I would just like to say that if you have an Amazon Prime account, then you also get a Twitch Prime account.
You do.
I've got one.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
Wow.
My PC's down at the moment, though, so I can't use my Twitch Prime subscription on Weekend Warlords.
Yeah, of course, yeah, of course.
You would if you could.
It would
so
if I had a PC
you
at the
absolutely
moment.
would.
If you have, if you've not given your Twitch subscription to anybody this month, and you have to renew it each month, unfortunately, because Twitch are like that. They want you to sort of support who you want to support. Please, if you're watching on Twitch, or even if you're not and you can log on to Twitch, there's a subscribe button on that page. So just literally less than a second, and you can click that button, and it helps the store to keep these streams and stuff going. Yep. It puts us higher up in the lists of searches, and it also allows us to have a little bit of revenue come back.
You know, just conceded the game.
Wow. Well, he's got a Death Ray Force Stress point the wrong way, so.
Yep. So
that was quite the joust at the end from Vader.
So give us, mate, I'll catch up on the Tuesday stream over the week. I look forward to it. Love you guys. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Simran. Thank you for the question as well.
Yeah, it was good. But if you have got more questions, send them to us on Facebook. Send it to me on Facebook, or send it to me on one of the many threads of me spamming everything, and then we can answer. I'll bring that back to the booth and ask the questions. You know, but if you can give us your Twitch Prime subscription, that'd be really, really good, and it helps us a lot. So now they've just sort of finished the game. When Whisper went down, then that was pretty much it. Now we've finished the game. We just want to sort of say that there are tickets available still for. There are tickets available still for the Ashley Taylor charity event. Let's just transition this across.
3 tickets left, wasn't it?
3, 2, 1. Boop. There we go. So there's 2 tickets left. Ashley Taylor Kidney Appeal Charity Tournament next Sunday here.
I kept just calling it the kidney tournament.
Oh, did you? Nice. Yeah. Please, there's £10 each, and you can come and play at the Warlords with us lot and raise some money for some charity. And
I'll be there. Will you be there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Excellent.
You be there?
I'll be there with some very special stuff happening.
Yeah. I've got a real janky list.
That's true.
We've got
Not just the list.
We've had a. Oh really? Nice. That's interesting. We have a little kind of thing in our group chat where I'm trying to encourage people to not bring meta and just bring fun. And
I'll bring Pale Up and Forum in that case, mate.
Yeah, that's fine. You can bring what you like. Skilly Bow. So if you've got a spare tenner, just give it to us for the Ashley Taylor tickets. Go onto the Weekend Warlords page on Facebook.
Simran Deep, yes, there is a way to donate.
Rust is in now.
Simran Deep's like my London ex-wing wife. He's who one day I aspire to be as good as, and the fabulous Mr. Theobald is going to tell you how to donate, because I don't do that.
I am. And that's Gundy, Aaron Ball on Twitch.
Oh, is it?
Gundy.
Oh.
Sada can't make Sunday, but you're
Gundy.
always with us, dude.
Yeah, man. We were talking about you today, bro.
So how?
Oh, and PJ, we got the cards. Thank you, dude.
Yeah.
They're amazing. We didn't know who they were from.
Yeah. So how do we donate? There's a PayPal link on the event, as Jeff says. So go to the Facebook Weekend Warlords group page, scroll down the events, and find the Ashley Taylor one.
Just Warlords on Warlords.
I haven't got my normal vest.
Hold on.
though.
It's like a stick of rock.
Guys, this is important.
Yeah, sorry.
Rasta comes in and the whole
No,
place
it
goes to
wasn't.
pot.
But it's because I started to get undressed and they
It
all
was,
got
yeah.
excited.
Well, I didn't. I've seen it all before.
It's hot in here now.
I've seen it all before. And
There's less of it now. I've been on a diet, a
And I-
self-inflicted
You
diet.
getting undressed, I don't really need a toothpick, so that's fine. But also on that page is tickets, and it links to our Leia event, which is our Warlords Christmas party. All the money there is £20. Come and play with us on the 27th of December. All that money goes to Make-A-Wish Foundation. What? I've got...
Double entendre.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. And...
Another big word I'm going to teach Ash
Is?
double entendre.
Yeah,
on the
he
next
won't know what it
restaurant.
means.
I'll teach him a big word
Yeah.
every episode.
He'll go, "What-
he
you
went
speaking
home. He
French
went
with
home the other day and he said to his missus, he went, "You look very demure," right? Because I taught him demure, and she was like, "What's demure?" He went, "You'll have to look it up."
Yeah. So the sorry. So the Leia tickets and the Ashley Taylor tickets, it's slightly different to buying through the Warlords store because you have to donate to the actual links that are in there because that money goes straight to the charities. You see, and so the Leia tournament 27th December is for Make-A-Wish Foundation, which helps terminal ill and seriously ill children live out their final dreams and wishes, which I think is a massive thing. Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, was the patron saint of Make-A-Wish, which is why we're doing it, and the 27th of December is the date that she died. So do you know what? It's not just cleverly put together, it's actually, well thought out.
Yep. It's also the perfect timing when you've had been stuck with your family for a few days. 27th, the day after Boxing Day, come down and play with your real family.
Yeah. Oh, so you know what? That's amazing.
Rasta approves of that half on endorsed statement.
And slightly, well, I wouldn't say slightly less important, but we have the December...
Mr. Spurgeon, how was Disneyland? I saw your boy having an amazing time. I think it might have been for his birthday or something like that. Tell him, if it was, happy birthday. If not, tell him, I hope he had a great time. I'll probably be able to get together a couple of special Rasta gifts out of my bag of goodies just for your boy. I do like the younger... oh my God! You be quiet, Arthur, with your sniggering. I love to encourage the younger players to play. At Nerfherd, I played a lovely young kid, and I sent him a little parcel in the post of bits and bobs I might have won, just to encourage him to carry on playing.
Yep.
The same with your young boy. I'd like to see the younger guys get into the game because it will keep it going for longer and longer. And I've got lots of swag. I don't need all of that. So he's going to be getting a little Christmas present from Rasta and from the Warlords.
Nice one.
And can't wait to have you up again, Mr. P.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Thanks for that.
But only one post, yeah? Don't put 16 posts about that comment. You know what I mean. You know I love you, P. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got your back, bro. Go on.
So the last thing I want to talk about from an admin housekeeping point of view is that the December Weekend Warlords veteran coin competitions.
I'm
that we
really
do,
annoyed I can't get
They-
another one.
They, all right.
No,
give it to
I
me.
am annoyed about it.
It's
You know
alright
those
for so
challenge
many.
coins?
I've got too many veteran
Do I have
coins,
one? I was
guys.
the first.
I've got so much swag that I'm just going to give it away. I don't need it.
coin?
Oh,
I was the
shut up.
first vet.
Shut up.
Of course I
Get
do.
out.
I do, yeah.
Both of you,
Yeah.
get out.
Yeah, I wanted as many veteran coins as I have challenge coins. I wanted to run 4BZ with veteran coins.
Dude, seriously, it's like...
No, it's all right.
It's
no,
like
no,
sitting
no,
in-
it's okay because I know what he's
It's like-
doing. That,
it's
but
like-
he's not going to get it.
No,
He's not gonna
it's
get
like...
Mine not.
It's like...
Oh, I
It's like-
tried. I tried.
It's like... What,
Listen, Tim, I let you hang on to me at UKTC, right? Okay. Because let's face facts, I was the only person not to drop a game in that event.
That's very true.
That's very true.
I dropped less than the
It was
world, the world
it was
champion.
absolute. Oh bugger! I missed it. I'm allowed to say that, aren't I?
No.
No, not. Oh,
Gosh darn it.
oh
Carry
gosh
on.
darn it!
Yeah.
I missed that P. I missed what you just put the top bit. It scrolled so quick,
It was for his 50th birthday and his daughter's 21st birthday.
and it was exhausting. Oh really? I didn't know you had a daughter, and then happy birthday to both of you. And much jealousness was had through my eyes. I would have liked to have been there. I would have been a massive kid and let you yeah, take me on, you know. Oh my God!
No, you're right.
Go on rides. I've never been anywhere like that. Buy me an ice cream. It would have been awesome. If you ever want, like, a chaperone to help out with the children duties, let me know. All it would require is you paying for, obviously, my travel hotel food. And I love lobster, by the way.
So, yeah, just go to the Warlords page and buy tickets for their event, because that's all I've got to say.
Did you tell Death Rain about his stuff?
I did try.
Death Rain. Death Rain. No, Death Rain. I'm telling you. I'm not calling him Charles
He is
anymore.
actually
That's
Death Rain.
humanising him.
Yeah.
Death Rain. Simeon was using your promo card as his Death Rain.
Said that.
I also have the picture you gifted me
Said
of.
that.
Did you? I
Carry
say
on.
good night to you every night, Hanson.
Yeah, you do.
And you give me that look, and I always admire your haircut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, as someone with dreadlocks, hair envy is not something I often have.
No.
But I
with
do,
Charles it
yeah,
is.
it's just he looks so commanding with it.
Come, oh, see, that's a word.
See, look, that
Yeah.
means kiss and
A smile.
smile.
Yeah, it does.
See, down with the kids.
Yeah.
Right, so that game.
So yeah, let's. Do you know what? Let's talk about the game.
He
happened?
certainly came at me way more aggressively than I was expecting. And I should have spent the evade on Rexler at the beginning, but I didn't, because, as always, when you don't choose to spend a token, you never need it. And I ended up taking 4 shields, which meant I had to disengage with... I just couldn't take the chance. Luckily, Vader's shots were ruthless. They were brutal. They were really, really horrible. And he conceded... I mean, he took the damage on Whisper because he knew there was no point, because he was dead next turn.
Yeah.
Death Frame was out of it. I was going to turn around, and whether he killed Rexler or he killed Vader, I doubt he would have killed Vader, because I probably would have killed him with Vader before he shot.
Yeah.
But he couldn't have killed them both.
Yeah.
And I would have killed him in return, which would have meant there's no way Death Rain could beat either one of those ships on one hull. He's got nothing to throw at me. Thanks for food for you, George. Keep up with the diet, and I'll squeeze you in a suitcase. Oh, thank you, bro. And listen, right, as an Italian, I have chosen to supplement all the carbs I'm cutting out of my diet with, like, vegetables. I make these, we call it minestrina in Italy, lots of vegetables, chicken stock, like a tiny, tiny bit of meat in it, and maybe a bit of rice noodles instead of pasta, but mainly it's just vegetables. And man, I miss my carbs. My God, I want a big plate of my mum's pasta. This hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I couldn't cook.
But I have lost a rather large amount of weight in a rather short period of time.
So Charles, sorry to segue out of it, but Aaron Ball is Steve Gundil,
Yeah,
one of the Warlords.
that's Mr. Gundil.
So if you send some cards to the Warlords, we'll make sure you get them. He gets them.
Oh man, Aaron Ball's awesome.
Yeah.
Steve is awesome. We were just talking about him. I gave a couple of the guys that weren't here Saturday one of the cards you did for us again, Steve. Thank you very much. Like I said earlier, those cards that Steve's just recently done. Some of you may know that have kept up with some of my posts with my painted ships. I did a Kylo, a lightning effect Kylo. That's the ship Steve has chose to use as Kylo in this card.
Yeah.
Beautiful background. It's got our logos all over it.
Yeah.
Really stunning. Steve does an amazing card.
Yeah.
High quality glossy
Yeah.
cards as well. So if you get to come to the Ashley Taylor charity event or the Princess Leia event, you'll get one of those cards. And just as an interrupt, the Wookiee's here. He's going to say goodbye in Wookiee-ish. That sounded like sounded like a Wampa squeezing a Wookiee. Did you go and do it? Gargle.
No, I can't do that.
You can do it. Do it. No pressure, but
No
do
pressure,
it
but-
now under pressure.
Did you just you're a performing monkey now? Or?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, performing monkey.
So yeah, performing monkey. So that was Kev that just stubbed
I'll
his
see you on
toe, which
Thursday.
sounded
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
monkey.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye to the Wookiee internet.
Say goodbye to the Wookiee.
Bye.
Yeah, love you,
See you
love
later,
you,
dude.
Wookiee.
So we thought that when you lost 4 shields on Rexler, that
It was, as far as I was concerned, it was over. But it wasn't. The thing is, though, right? I kind of knew what was happening with the bombs. I think that was the really big deal, and he really tried to control those. And I just had Vader at the right point.
Yeah.
It was the reason why, when Vader first engaged, I chose not to barrel roll anywhere to give myself the space to do it later.
Yeah.
And not get that rock in the way, because Vader doesn't have the luxury of flying through rocks like Rexler does.
Yeah.
But he did. He came at me way quicker than I was expecting.
Yeah,
I was expecting some shenanigans on the back of the table.
Yeah, he did that. He did that on the same against me.
Come at you really hard and
Yeah,
fast.
really fast.
And the thing is he trails in with Redline, with Death Rain. So really, Death Rain's like the light target. And for me, playing that list, I'm going half point Death Rain, run away.
Yeah.
But he weren't. He knew. He was
Yeah.
like so. And I have said that with the list I'm running, like Vader crew's really hard to deal with. And that initial, the initial defender boost in,
Yeah.
and it was only just in range 2. That's why I was over the table doing my eye measuring thing, and I was thinking, I should have just been more sensible and focused. That was the right move then. I would have taken no damage. I had focus evade. I would have stopped all the dukes. Vader would have hit. Vader should have just gone into Whisper. But Echo's such a tempting target, and he is right. And you do go for Echo. And do you know why I go for Echo? Honestly, is because I've played my son so many times, and that boy, when you allow him to start his shenanigans with Echo, and he gets behind you or on the side of you, you never get a shot again on Echo.
Yeah.
And the fact I'd made him spend that evade meant I had some control over where Echo was be, and I could make the most out of the fact Vader had the lock on him. Because that kind of counts as action efficiency. But I think I got quite lucky, ultimately, that I like that triple evade roll I made with Vader out of hand.
Yeah.
I had the token to do it as well, but then again, like my defender roll was pretty poop too, because I had a triple blank roll pretty much.
Yeah.
Can say poop.
Yeah,
Poop,
not that Arfon and I don't think that you're very interested, but we are both absolutely absorbed by watching the printer print out a Legion, Star Wars Legion.
It's okay, mate.
very sorry.
If you had a veterans medal like I did, other people would find you interesting as well. That's right, wouldn't they, Steve?
Well, do you know what? I haven't got a veterans medal, so I'm knackered.
I don't want one.
I've got a
No,
medal
I don't
for
want
you. I'm going to bring you a medal.
Oh yeah.
Do you want a medal?
No. What is it?
Oh, a proper medal.
Oh really?
Yeah, I can get you a medal. I'm going to get you a
I'll
medal.
have a medal.
For being my favourite commentator on the weekend Warlords.
Really?
Yeah, the least big-headed commentator we have.
Well,
on the
it's because I've not got any kind of achievements to be big-headed about.
It's okay.
What do you mean fair?
Next year you can
No,
come.
you are the- you are
You
the
can
least
come with me to
big-headed.
You can come with me to UKTC when we 4-peat it. Is that even a thing?
Beat it.
It
is now.
will be next
Have
year.
you noticed as well that some of the other major blogs and podcasts in this country decided to brush over the fact and haven't mentioned that we won it 3 years on the trot? And I'm quite proud of that achievement, I'm sorry to say. And it might sound big-headed, but it was really hard all 3 times. And everyone lost their Mary about when Mr. Beaver won his 3PO, his 3P.
Yeah, and it's on the bounce as well.
Yeah,
so.
and the first time we won it with a 12-year-old girl playing in the team and a man that has one eye.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
that's
We won
it.
it twice with a half-blind man.
The one-eyed Wookiee, not
That's
a
right,
euphemism.
and a curly-haired lady.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. That's
Go on then, store champion.
The Minox on the 1x game is a big shout out about it.
Oh, did they? When did they do that?
Yeah,
I better what? Do you know what? Maybe before I say things, I should actually listen to these. So,
Ulfrix, I've a little something for
excellent.
Tim for his jokes last week. Have you got? Actually, that's a great point. You haven't done a dad joke.
No, they have to come up, and I haven't felt that.
I got a dad joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you use a wombat for?
Ooh.
A one ball.
Hitting a wom.
Playing wom. Such a
See,
good
that was
joke.
almost the telepathic, the dad link. We were
Yeah, it
almost
still
there.
makes me laugh.
I like it.
I
Ulfric,
think it's funny.
hit us with your what I assume is going to be another dad joke.
No, what he might do, because Ulfric is a very kind, generous man, he'll send you some dad jokes, and
be
you can
amazing.
say them without saying who sent them to you.
I'd love that. If someone sent me a book of dad jokes, that would be amazing.
To be fair, if we just put a
Absolutely
picture
love
of you
it.
up, that's kind
That's
of
a
a dad
pretty
joke.
big dad joke.
It
yeah,
is, isn't
fair.
it?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. We have discussed PJ Masks, which
Yeah.
I don't know if Scarlett's ever watched that. She's perhaps quite old for that now, but
PJ, is that
it's
like
amazing.
the sequel to PJ and Duncan?
yes.
Yeah.
Is that like a
it's
mashup
to be
between?
fair-
Is it Ant and Dec
It's
do
totally.
Mask
To be fair,
the cartoon?
I'm
Are you
pretty
old
sure-
enough to remember Mask the cartoon?
I'm pretty
young
sure.
JR.
I'm pretty sure.
You're not, are you? You missed that there. Are you old enough, Arthon, to remember Mask the cartoon?
Mask was
Yes, they had
amazing.
trucks and everything. It was great.
They did.
Okay, did you know wombat
That's
poo
funny,
is
someone.
cube-shaped, apparently,
Yes.
from Paul? There you go.
Elastic intestines.
Is
I'm
it?
not. What?
Yeah, Alphon knew that.
It's been in the news today.
Oh, is it?
Wombats shit squares.
Wombat Daily.
It's fine. It's fine. We're at 12 rating. We're allowed. It's okay. It's after 10.
Okay, so...
On that note.
On that note, Arthon wasn't at the earlier meeting. We will have another meeting after.
Good.
If there's nothing else, guys...
I don't.
I want to go and play
No,
X-Wing.
listen,
I'd say I want to
no.
get a game of X-Wing.
I've not
Okay,
played a game of
okay,
X-Wing for
okay.
3 weeks.
Just for another 5
Played on
minutes.
Sunday.
So PJ,
I've got a new list I want to put on
my
the table.
son's favourite joke is, why was the broom late for school? Because it did too much sweeping. I'm really glad he likes that joke.
My brother.
No, hold
my
on.
brother-
Just can I let's forget the dad jokes. Because I got a message from one of your viewers today. Okay.
Oh, right.
And he said that his favourite part of Tuesday Night X-Wing is the last 20 minutes where you two stop plugging everything. I stop swearing and telling stupid stories, and we actually talk about X-Wing for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I don't fancy that.
we'll bring that down to like 3 or 4 minutes, but maybe we could talk a little bit about X-Wing just for a second. What should we talk about?
Yeah, definitely. We've talked about a lot. Well,
Did
we
you
could ask
guys actually talk about that game?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And we've
good.
talked about X-Wing in the more general sense. But Simran had a question for us.
Oh, go on.
And you are here.
Oh,
So
yeah. You actually know an answer.
Simran's question was, we're still at the early stages of what people call a meta developing, but it seems that a lot of the cuts and tournament top tables are being run by 4-ship or 3-ship scum lists.
Yes.
Specifically chosen from a salad of Forlom, Palob.
Oh, salabs. Palobs is the salad dressing.
Cavill,
Absolutely, that's the guarantee.
But Simran's...
the
Fen.
tugboats and Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So he said, "What are we to do?"
They
You're an
did it.
idiot, Charles. Thank you for grassing us up. They didn't
What?
talk about it.
We didn't talk about X-Wing. We did.
Cheers, Charles.
We
No,
did.
but Simran's question was,
Yeah.
how do you beat those lists?
How do you beat those lists?
Oh, I beat those lists on Sunday with my Rex Levada.
So how does?
Yeah, but you're you.
No, that's.
No, but-
Have you ever played Simran? Have you ever seen him play?
He's phenomenal.
He's like a savant,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
The man is a genius with what he can do with that sort of shit.
So I think,
Dictionary.com, you can look up what savant
so I think
means.
Simran
that the
means
word
in the
for
more
day?
general sense, like
I'll teach Ash that one as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
only won an
Demure
episode.
and savant.
a demure savant. That could be his little. We could do a little Ash promo card, and that could be a subtitle.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The demure savant.
So
So we're doing that. Don't tell him. In fact, Ash, if you're listening to this, ignore that.
Yeah, turn it off.
We're not.
We didn't say that.
Right.
So I think he means in the more general sense, like what kind of things are they weak against? What kind of strategies can you use against them? So you're talking about like
So honestly,
skirting them, not letting them get shots, and
it-
picking off half points. Or
you've
picking
got to
off
be
a shot.
very, very mindful of allowing yourself to get into that zone with Forlom and Palob where you both get stress controlled and token stripped. One of the other's fine, but not both at the same time. So do not rush engagement, and remember you only need to win by, say, half points on Forlom, something like 30, 33 points. Run away. That's a well-practiced tactic by lots of players. You do not the beauty of the list I'm flying at the moment is I've got 1.0 head on. I ain't trying to kill you all. I'm trying to get up on points and vanish, and I have ships to do it. What I will say about those four ship scum lists, they're slow.
Yep.
Right, and that's what I used to leverage all my games against them, was the speed of my ships.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of reposition.
And if I can get them to a position where they've got themselves with rocks in the way, where I know that they're going to feed, and I can just get a range 3 with Duke on and go blap, shield, 2 shields, okay, gone.
Yep.
Come on in, come, and they'll be like, and they'll want it bad, they'll want to get on ya. And then you all of a sudden just tip the heart. So, like the quad jumpers in those 4 lists, if you can get one.
Yeah.
I did it I played 2 quads, Raya Dramful, and 2 Y-Wings, all with like veteran turret gunner, crack shot, dorsal. It was horrible. Yeah. But my first engage, literally, I managed to pull them into the rocks, get the quad jumpers to split because I baited with one of my ships, but then Vader came from nowhere with afterburners, ended up at range 1 of only the 2 quad jumpers, too close to them that next turn they'd be able to track to beam him, put 3 damage on 1 quad jumper, and then went bye-bye, and just left. And that was it, and they could never catch back up.
And if you want to see a good example of a game of that, Phil GC did that to Dan. He ended up losing the game, but it was a very close game. But Phil was trying to do that against that 4-ship list and was very nearly successful. Goodbye, Rich.
Bye-bye, Mr. Campsall.
Did you enjoy it tonight, Rich?
Worst Campsall.
The worst Campsall, yeah.
I'll catch up with you the weekend, Steve.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so Simran Deep. I don't know why, but there are genuinely quite a few people that seem to consider my opinion as like one that is relevant and that I'm quite good at the game. Not that I always agree with them, but I've played you, mate.
Yeah.
So you can try and like mind trick lesser Jedi, but I'm a full-on Jedi master, and I've been on a table on the other side from you. And honestly, my brother, out of the 5 rounds I played at UKTC, you were the hardest game.
And I was about to say, there's also a reason why Rasta played you in that first
round. Yeah.
Is that neither me nor Sim wanted to.
Okay, so if anyone not
because we wouldn't have enjoyed the game, just because we would have thought.
My name is Simeon. I'm not good at the game. Waving his hand around. Oh yes, I'm a rubbish. Oh look, at 200 million.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a luck.
That's the worst Watto impression I've ever heard.
He's not. He's Italian.
Who?
That's Wattoni.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He works in a little pizzeria near where I come from.
Rigwatoni.
You're not being a
Jedi mind tricks no work on me.
Only pepperoni.
Only penne.
Or the fusilli, or the farfalle.
Surely it's all about the conchiegli or whatever it's called.
Conchigli.
All right.
Conchigli means little shell.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
That's right.
Because when you mix them up with baked beans, you can put 1 bean in each shell.
So,
and have
do you
a
remember?
meal. Mate, I'm living on student food.
Okay, but I'm going to show you how to make I'm from a very poor part of Italy, from the north, and I'll show you how to make the best food for nothing. You do not, please don't ever let me see you put baked beans in it. Okay, that's nearly as I know you are. Just like Lee Dalton, at least once a week,
I am going to
sends me a photo of a pizza with pineapple on it. And that same night, both my nonna and nonno, grandfather, grandmother in Italian, visit me in my sleep, and they just go, Giorgio, I'm so sad. Right?
They do actually sound like that.
They do sound like that. That's my mum.
Yeah.
She goes, Aldo, shut up.
Yeah.
And she hits my
Shut
dad.
up, Aldo. Bang.
Right. But yeah, I've lost the point. We were talking about
can you confirm something for me?
Yes.
What does lasagna mean?
Lasagna. I don't know what it means. I know what it is. I don't know if it has a meaning.
I heard this a long time ago, and I don't know if it's true, but it's to do with the shape of the pot that you make it in.
It may well be. I'll ask my mum.
Okay, ask your mum.
For next week, yeah?
So lasagna is like the meal an Italian mother makes when she really wants to treat her family. Because to make a lasagna, you have to make the sauce, the red sauce, and you have to make the bechamel, and you have to make the pasta all separate, and then it's a layering process. Right, just a quick cooking guide. Lasagna is not, English people, a layer of pasta at the bottom, 4 inches of mincemeat with chopped up carrots, and a layer of pasta at the top. It is layer of pasta, very thin layer of red sauce, very thin layer of bechamel, grated parmesan, grated mozzarella, and you repeat, and it needs to be at least 6 to 8 layers deep. It is a very expensive dish. It takes you a whole day to do it properly, and any other way that's been cooked, it is incorrect. And basically, the baby Jesus is rolling around in his grave going, oh, it's bad. I can say Jesus, right?
Yeah.
I can say Jesus.
John Vicker is going, so thanks for tuning in.
Good night, John. I love you very much. I love all your boys, and we will be seeing you soon.
Yeah, I think if I don't turn, I'm not going to get a game.
Right.
No, I need to get a
Okay.
game.
So thank you very much, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. I'll let the hosts close you down.
So thanks very much for Tuesday night Fly Casual. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on a watch back, send us questions, let us know your thoughts, give us some feedback on what's what. So how we can get better, more of what you want, less of what you don't want.
Less of Rasta's cooking tips.
No, more cooking tips.
Next week about 10 p.m. we've got part 2 of Rasta Oliver.
I'm not going into it because it will take me 10 minutes.
He was the naked chef, but Rasta, we don't really want to see him as a naked chef. So, but
I had a
seriously,
terrible accident with a frying pan and that stopped.
Is that the one without a handle?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Remember, we've talked about a lot about things like tickets, and we've talked about the games would be nice. Thanks, Charles.
Oh, Death Rain, you don't
Thanks,
tune in
Charles.
for that. You know you don't.
You
just tune in to see how often we can mention your name and your blog, don't you? I love you.
Ashley Taylor tickets, layer tickets are all on sale. Both through our Facebook page, and our December Saturday and Sunday tickets are both on sale as well. Capped at 40 players for every single event. We'll be doing some really great stuff over the coming months and so. But we'll be back next Tuesday for more Tuesday Fly Casual. Tim.
I'm just chucking your notes on the floor because I've looked at those notes, and at no point on those notes is there Rasta Maice painting.
Fair. We have plugged you a lot of times.
No, but it's not about me. Rasta Maice Painting supports Weekend Warlords.
It does.
And so tune in next week to find out all about Rasta Maice Painting.
Awesome.
And signing off for this evening with one last thing to say.
Bye.
Roger.